Is this where we start recording?
No. I'll let you know when we start recording.
Got it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the bonus content. I'm Alex. Tony and Scott are here.
Nope.
Well, Tony's metaphysically here.
Yep.
Our guest, Danny Juarez, is here.
I'm here. Except that's not how you say my last name.
Juarez?
Yeah.
Juarez.
In junior high, I got picked on, and they used to call me Danny Walrus, and then they would make, like, walrus noises at me.
I mean, to be fair, we have or had, I don't know. Are we going to make a definitive line in the sand here? We have a host named Evan Wall on the show.
I think it's had.
You probably never heard of him, Danny, because he doesn't fucking talk to us anymore.
Got it.
I
can't tell if this is a bad breakup or...
No, he just...
It was. He left us with a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Got it.
There was no closure.
There was no closure. He's very busy. Too busy for us, I guess. His last name is Wall, Evan Wall, and we started referring to him as the Walrus. Evan Walrus. And he loved it. So.
See, now that I'm older, like, I can accept it, but when I was younger, like, one, I was being made fun of, two, I was fat, so, like, there's a jab at my last name and me being fat.
Yeah.
Not that I'm still not fat, but I'm a lot more thinner than I was back then.
Yeah, that's fair. You're a good-looking guy. I met you.
Yeah, I think I'm average, but thank you.
Okay. I mean, I'll settle for average, too. Scott, are you here? Did Scott come back from getting a drink?
No one knows.
All right. Well, Scott's in for a good surprise when we get back then.
No, I'm not. I've been here.
Okay. Okay.
It's like, if I've been here, I never left. Tony stopped me.
Oh.
But then he kept going. I was like, all right.
Well, that's fine. That's A-okay with me.
All right, Google Doc. Up to it.
Oh, sorry. Jesus. Slave driver over here. Scott, how's...
Every week I check to see if I can access it through some way.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like breaking in is the only way that I'd be able to do it. But, you know, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Scott,
Scott,
it is not worth getting arrested for breaking into your own house.
How has your week been?
Pretty weird.
Weird?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
I've been slowly turning nocturnal over the week.
Yeah, welcome to my life, except for the part where I just don't sleep, full stop.
Yeah, by the end of this week, it'll go back to normal. But
Okay.
I
Is it
want to
'cause of
say in a
work?
couple of months, I'll be in the same spot again. Happens every once in a while.
Yeah. No, I do the same thing, except it's more of like a every other week type situation for me.
Yeah, when I see your Snapchats, it just makes me really sad, Alex.
I know, like, I feel bad too, because, like, you know, when I look at them in the morning, I'm like, these are really depressing.
And just, like, it makes me want to go through Snapchat, like, virtually and come and give you a hug and, like, pet your head and tell you everything's going to be okay.
Some of the people that I follow as well struggle with insomnia, and they have similar snaps. And I'll just, like, send them text messages, say, like, hey, I feel you. Check out this snap story I just did. Hashtag promo. But yeah, we'll get into that. It's been a rough day. How are you sleeping? Are you gonna sleep tonight, Scott? Or did you just wake up?
Oh no! I woke up a couple hours ago.
Okay. I mean, that's
yeah,
still like
I woke
6
up.
p.m.
No, not literally a couple. I woke
Yeah.
up a while ago.
Okay. All right. Hey, whoa.
It's just that it's through most of the day. Yeah, the problem is staying up, like, to fix it is extremely hard for me.
Yeah.
Because it's when I'm tired, I go to bed. The problem is when I get tired.
Yeah.
When I get tired, could be in the middle of the day, you know, just whenever. I could go for about 25 hours and not be tired, and then crash.
Yeah.
Until that happens, I'm not sleeping.
I go through it.
But normally it works out on a normal schedule. It's I go throughout my day, wake up normal, go throughout the day, and then crash, rinse, repeat. However, sometimes I don't get tired, and then that creates a problem.
I go through similar things. Like with this past week, it's been like I go to bed and then I'll just like wake up way too early. Let's say yesterday, Friday, I had the day off, so I woke up at like 5 a.m. after going to bed at like 11, 10 or 11, normal, reasonable time. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking be up. So I forced myself to go back to sleep and slept until 9:30, which is still like, come on, that's ridiculous on a day off. I should be in bed at least until noon.
Yeah.
But I forced myself to go back to sleep. Woke up at 9:30. I'm like, okay, I'll get up and start doing stuff. Um, and then like 8 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, I'm so tired, so tired. And then I fall asleep around 9:30. And then this morning, I just woke up at 4 a.m. I just couldn't get back to sleep. I went to bed at 9, slept terribly from 9 to 4, and then I've been up since then. It's garbage.
Dude, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm slowly falling apart.
Oh.
Oh. I mean, I assume you're at least sleeping well when you do crash, Scott.
Oh, yeah, generally.
Nice.
Generally, I sleep well.
Yeah, it's the staying asleep part, I think I'm having trouble with.
Yeah, no. The problem I'm having is uh, actually being tired enough to sleep.
Yeah. No, I understand. Um, Anything else happened this week?
Well, due to that problem, not much.
Okay, fair enough. Played a lot of Stardew Valley, I imagine.
Yeah, finished that.
Fuck. I can't wait to hear about that. Uh,
Eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess since last week I kind of skipped over what I was doing and where I got. I was mostly done last week.
Yeah.
It was just basically time skipping to the evaluation point.
Okay, fair enough.
That's like a game like I'm terrified to jump into because like I know my like limits with games in addition to things, and like
Yeah.
I'm afraid of how lost I'll get in and like forget about everything else that's like on my list to like play or even do in my life.
I imagine.
Well, here's the thing about it. It's you can definitely do that, and it's very, very easy to do that because I went and I got lost. However, it's not gonna last forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's
It'll
still like a
last for-
solid 80 hours.
It'll last you for about a week, and it didn't last me like 80 hours or something. Remember, I just didn't turn the game off.
Yeah,
Mm,
still. It was a
that's
good chunk of
so
time, though.
terrible
Right?
to me.
Yeah, so now we don't know exactly how much time, but I'm pretty sure it was something kind of closer to. What was it? We did the math. It was something like 53 hours if you were to use every second of every day.
Yeah.
So I want to say you can easily shave off a good 13 hours of that game by sleeping at 12 when you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And then if you were making good use of your time in your first year, then your second year you're not going to need all the time, and eventually just going to say, all right, I have no use for this extra time.
I am.
Why did I do what I did in the first year?
I am the master of time, and space, and
So you just go to bed like really early,
God, that sounds great though. Like, what if that was my life right now?
and then you wake up at the same time at 6 o'clock every day.
God, no, it's a nightmare. or it's good because I'm sleeping more. I just feel more
Yeah.
charged.
Or you might feel more tired because you slept too much.
Let me enter this contemplative thought here. Valid. I don't know. Oversleep never really agreed with me. It never really happened with me. Cool. Danny, you're a weeb, right?
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Do you know what this symbol hanging over my fireplace means?
It's a kanji symbol. No.
It means victory. Guess where I got it?
It's some Tokyo discount store.
I got it in the Japan section of Epcot. In
Nice.
I got it just because it means victory, right? Because in my head that translates to you defeated.
Oh, okay.
What's up,
That
Dark
makes
Souls?
sense. Yeah, what are Dark Souls? Yeah, sometimes we have like these little franchises out here in Vegas called Tokyo Discount, and they're like pretty much little slices of Japan in there. And sometimes we might go there and just like buy all the candy and food.
Mhm.
And then like one day we bought like the house slippers, like the clogs, and I was like, and now that we have them here, I was like, why did we buy these? We don't wear these. And then we go and they're like, we should buy a tea set, and I'm like, we're not going to use it.
You should get a kotatsu. I can't remember the name. The little blanket table.
Oh yeah.
That's what I
With the
want.
tail. I actually do want one of those really bad.
That shit looks legit.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Persona 4. We'll get there. Danny, how's life, man?
Good, dude.
How's your life?
It's good.
Your best
Just-
friend got married, right?
Yeah, my roommate just got married last night, and it was all kind of very last minute. So
Wow.
I knew that he was getting married. Like that's a thing that's been established. That was a
Wait.
month ago.
Wait, why aren't you on your honeymoon?
I didn't get married to him. He
I
got
mean-
married.
I mean, I wasn't gonna assume.
Valid.
My roommate and his fiance got married last night, and but 2 days prior to it, he was like, "Hey, my dad's coming to town with my stepmom, and they're staying with us." And like, "Oh, cool." I was like, "You're gonna give up your room?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And that's what I thought was going down. And then
It's
they
like,
get
but
here.
really, you're giving up your room.
No, yeah. So this is the story. So then Thursday, he's like, "Hey, I'm picking up at 7 tonight, so make sure you have a place to stay and your bag packed." And I was like, well, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "We talked about this. My stepmom's very picky about her personal space, so we're gonna get out of the apartment for her." And I was like, "Well, that sucks. I guess
She can
I'll go
only sleep in a room with weird anime posters in it. So
Well-
it's
So I was like, okay, well, because he doesn't have a bed because his fiance's gonna bring the bed now when they get back from their honeymoon. So he sleeps on like a futon, it's like a couch, but then it's like folds up to a futon.
Yeah.
Um,
I know what a futon is.
yeah, yeah. But I was like, are they gonna be comfortable on your futon? He's like,
It's
oh,
like,
they're not. He's like, they're not sleeping there. They're sleeping in your room on your bed. And I was like, oh, you didn't tell me that part either. He's like, so can you clean your room and do your
Can you
wash
take
your
your weird weeb shit on the walls? Like, seriously, dude.
I know. I was like, are your parents gonna come here and be like, hey, is your roommate like a 12-year-old?
You 12-year-old with a full-time job? Like, what is Like, there's a poster with, like, an anime boy on it, and he's
I
got,
know,
like,
right?
his shirt, his chest exposed.
Exactly, right? And if you could see what my front of my desk looks like there's all my weave stuff right here, and then I have all my anime figures to the left of me with my amiibos.
Fuck yeah.
So then then we have another roommate named his brother Andre. So we're cleaning the whole apartment, we're cleaning our rooms, and this sucks, we have to get out tonight. And then he picks up his parents and he goes, hey, they actually are getting a room, so they're not going to stay with us anymore. And I was like, I think you said this for us to clean the apartment and our rooms finally.
I think you should kill him. He sounds like the worst person.
I thought about it, and then I get to the wedding yesterday, and he goes, "Hey, by the way, don't forget you're hosting the ceremony or the reception." And I was like, "You did not tell me that. I am not."
What if he's like, don't forget you're marrying me and my wife? And you're like, excuse me, what the fuck?
And so I get to the reception hall, and I'm setting everything up, and then he gives me a piece of paper. He's like, "Hey, remember all this?" I'm like, I'm not prepared for this. So last night, I'm just awkwardly hosting and emceeing the reception, and I'm like, "Hey, if you guys don't know me, I'm the roommate."
I want to know how many times since last night you've heard the phrase "my wife" uttered, but in the Borat voice.
my wife.
My wife.
I think just once, and it was for me. I made the joke.
Of course you did. You're a goddamn classy individual.
Exactly.
Have you made the joke "my waifu" before?
Oh yes, all the time.
Good.
Constantly.
Good.
The girl like I'm currently talking to, she like she isn't into anime or like video games, but she understands it. So like she's like okay with me
She
talking
gets
about
it.
She
I
gets
mean,
it.
she's very tolerant.
And like, and the other night she asked me, she's like, "Hey, I looked up on the internet where waifu met," and I was like, because I used to say it around her, and I was like, "Oh," and she goes, "Do you have a waifu like pillow?" And I was like, "What if I did?" She's like, "I might stop talking to you," and I was like, thank God I don't."
Good thing I don't. And then like just
Yeah.
a shot of you just shoving something out a window.
Good thing I don't. Give me 5 minutes before you come in my room.
Just don't go in there. Why are you looking under the bed anyway? Like, what do you want to
Don't-
find under there?
And she's like, what are you hiding? You're like, there are naked people in there. I mean, anything's better than, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Tony and I jokingly considered buying body pillows, but it was definitely like, I don't think any part of it was serious, but we were going to buy our good friend Greg a body pillow.
Oh, yeah, and we were specifically getting the ones that the girl's naked.
Yeah, like, what?
Yeah.
There are other ones?
So my friend Manny has one,
Uh-huh.
and like he lives with his girlfriend, and she's totally okay with it. And it's like some chick from League of Legends,
Yeah.
and he showed it to me one day, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like she's all scantily clad, and like, and then he flips it over, and it's like her naked covered with jizz, and I was like, "Oh, that's a little too far."
That's way too far.
That's the side I keep against me.
Like, come on. Well, don't.
No.
But Jesus. Okay. So you had a good week, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, it's less stressful now that they're on their honeymoon.
Where are they honeymooning?
They're here in Vegas. They're doing a staycation, but I guess next year they want to honeymoon to Japan. But
I want to go to Japan.
I'm kind of like wondering what it's gonna be like with her living with us now, because like I thought.
So they weren't living together before?
No, so it was me, him, and his brother Andre all living in this apartment, and then she would just come hang out and sit with his parents. Now she's gonna come live here, which from what I'm getting, it's only gonna be like 3 or 4 months. Either me and Andre are gonna move out, or they're gonna move out, but I don't know. So like I'm awkwardly awaiting like I walk in and I just hear them having sex one day.
Danny, like,
Avoidable.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm concerned about this situation. They waited to get married before they lived together. What if
They're
it's
Christians.
what if it's all down? Oh, they're Christian.
Yeah.
Got it.
See, I'm the non-Christian one in this household. Both of my roommates are like worship leaders at churches and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
So like they had sex last night, and he like sent me a picture of him like smiling. He's like, "The deed is done." And I was like, and I sent him like a gif of the 4-year-old virgin.
I mean, okay. That
Yeah.
I can respect that at the very
Yeah.
least. It's just like, that's a very old-fashioned way of going about
Yeah,
it.
I'm just not like the things I'm like trying to explain is like what happens when they fight in the apartment and we're here? Like, do I just kind of just ignore it?
It's weird. I mean, I've lived with my roommate who's gone to Pound Town multiple times
hmm
with me just adjacent. Like I mean, like, God, I hope he never watches this. His current girlfriend, like, I know what it sounds like when she orgasms. Like,
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
I know exactly what that sounds like. Know when it's coming, know when it's happening, know when it's over. Like, because I'm on the basement floor, 3-story house, right?
Mhm.
My roommate's room, Ethan's room, is on this floor. And so is my, like, kind of man cave situation, which is what I'm recording in my studio, let's say. My room is on the 3rd floor, which is down the hall from my brother's room, and then we have a spare bedroom next to mine. But like I'm down here most of the time because, I don't have a TV in my room anymore, for my insomnia and all that. So I'm down here and I hear it all. But in our apartment, my roomie and I used to live in an apartment, our rooms were just right next to each other. Like my bed pushed up against a wall, that pushed up against a wall, that pushed up against his bed. So it was just like constantly. And like, he went through a period where he had sex with a lot of different women
hmm
in the same week. And you get pretty familiar with sounds.
Yeah.
You learn how to just kind of listen to a lot of music and play it a little extra loud when you want to send a message.
The thing is, like, so the one that isn't married, his brother Andre, his room is like right against this, like the wall I'm looking at. That's his room.
You just hear him jerking off
Yeah.
constantly.
No, but like, I've heard him like fight with his girlfriend over the phone like 4 times, and like in the past like 2 weeks, I'm like, gosh, this is very uncomfortable. And then like they were together at the wedding last night, and I was like, oh hey, I know about what's going on with you guys.
Yeah.
And then like behind me is like the living room, the kitchen, and everything. So like their room is at least across that, so I don't think I'm gonna hear it. But like if I'm hanging in the living room, I could probably hear them in their room. But like I've kind of been worried about them because like they're both Christians and I'm not, and I've had girls over to the house, and like there have been times where like I've done it where they've been in the house and I've like, hey, did you guys hear anything? Like no, I was like, okay, cool.
Do you think that would bother them? Or are you just doing that because you'd be embarrassed because you moan a lot?
Oh yes, I'm a very like sensual lover. Like I'm all about the moans and the.
Good, great.
No, I just want to respect them. So I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable while they're here. Like that's going on and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, my roommate actively told me he just doesn't care anymore.
Got it. Yeah, I told Adam, like, I was like, hey, when you guys get back in that apartment, like, we should make up, like, a code word, like, Raven's Nest, so we know, like, hey, it's about to go down.
Yeah, Raven's Nest. Real fucking... That's a good one. No.
I don't know. Or make some kind of, like, crow noise.
Yeah. Just start hooing like an owl. Tony,
Yeah.
what about your week?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
Okay.
it's
There we go.
comparatively, my week was fucking boring.
Yeah. I mean, that's good.
And,
There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with boring. Boring.
I mean, I would prefer to be like super busy, but really all it was I get up every day,
Yep.
go to work.
Yep.
I'm at work the entire day.
Yep.
And then I go home, and then I go to sleep. I would play like, I don't know, like play some Binding of Isaac for like 20 minutes, and then for the second half of the week play some fucking Dead Star for like a couple minutes, and then like of today it was, well, I didn't even have work today, so it's not even relevant. But yeah, then go to sleep and then wake up and do it again the next day. So
Routine.
yeah.
Yeah, routines can be fun, but they can also be like incredibly self-destructive. I
Definitely.
I had a weird week. There's a lot that I want to talk about, but I don't necessarily feel comfortable talking about here because I don't want to talk about certain things just in general, and I don't want certain people hearing certain things. Danny knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Because I talked to Danny a little bit about it. You stumbled into it. You were there by association.
Dude, we're close. We're friends.
Yeah, we're biffs.
We're biffs.
But yeah, I had a good time earlier this week. I'm trying to think like Monday. Let me see. I'll check my notes. I do have my notes app. It's my reference point. I was booking some guests. Got Danny to come on. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to having you on the show proper. Yeah, nothing specific that I can bring up now. But yeah, good week. Got all the PAX flights booked. Tony and I were talking about that a little bit before we started bonus content. That's all done.
Yeah.
Got the hotel situation figured out. That's all done.
Yep.
That's gonna
I
be
sold my passes because I'm too broke because of Kind of Funny Live too.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate and very happy that I can do both. Tony and I have the privilege of receiving press badges, so we don't have to pay for our access to the show. But that's that very appreciative for that.
Yeah.
Still flying our way out there, paying for the hotel and all that. It's gonna be fun though. So for your reference, Danny, we are staying in a hotel with Trevor Starkey, Sean Pitts, as well as Fred Jack from Nerds.
I know those people.
Zyger.
Oh my god.
This is one room.
That's gonna be a party, dude.
Yeah, and then there's a few others, a couple other names you might know.
I went to the Final Fantasy event with Zyger, and he was a blast the whole day.
Yeah, it's Thursday through Monday. Yeah, and then plus Tony and I as well. So it's gonna be. Apparently, the room can comfortably fit 8 people.
I mean, we'll find out. Right?
Yeah, right. Like
we will be the judge at
Is
this
there-
point.
there has to be
only
4
2
beds.
No, it's from what the way you worded it was, or the way he worded it that I then saw was that it is a quadruple or something like that, right? Like a quadruple occupancy room, which means that there are two-person beds. It's that type of room that is very common in a hotel.
Yeah.
So
like a sex hotel.
So it's like an orgy hotel.
Yeah. It's very close though. It's like
It's gonna be so hot and sweaty.
yeah. I mean, I sleep with a fan blowing in my face, so I'm gonna be nice and cool. But everyone else is gonna be miserable around me. I told Zyger that. I was like, "Hey, listen, I'm a weird sleeper. I'm heads up, okay? So don't fucking get pissed at me when I show up. I'm telling you now. You can tell me that I have to get my own room. You can tell me that now." But he didn't. So when I got like this big fucking, and I'm off in the corner with a fucking desk fan blowing in my face all night, and people are like, "What the fuck is this noise?" You know what? I warned them.
It's either going to be that, or they're going to be like, man, it's really hot with all these bodies in here. I should go next to Alex with his fan.
I mean, that's what I do every time.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be Tony, Trevor, and I are gonna be in the corner with the fan, and Sean's just gonna be over in the
Just
other
us and a
corner.
fan.
Yeah. Tony, Trevor, Alex, and a fan is the name of our new fan cast.
and just one singular fan.
Yeah. And one singular fan. And yeah, I got my Kind of Funny Live 2 flight booked, which is good.
Yeah.
Barrett and I exchange times. We're gonna go. He's gonna pick me up, and I have a tradition now of like as soon as I land, going to Ike's sandwich shop and going to get Ike's. So we're gonna keep that going. So that's fun. Are you gonna be there for that Alcatraz thing?
I'm getting in late that night, so I'm gonna get in around 7, so
Oh.
probably on Thursday. But I don't know. I forgot what they're. I'm on the planning committee with them about what they're doing Thursday night. But Alfredo Diaz and Jackie want to take me out to sushi that night, so they're gonna pick me up, I think, or either Damien's gonna pick me up, or they're gonna pick me up, and all 4 of us are gonna go out for sushi.
Aw, that's
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to seeing all the people more than I'm looking forward to actually Kind of Funny Live 2. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's like all of it seems so like bigger. Obviously, it's bigger than last year, but like I don't feel like Sunday is gonna be like the time to connect with the guys like it was last year. But I am more excited now that because last year I didn't know anybody. I went by myself, and I made one friend there, and then
And his
I'm
name
doing
is
that
Alex
soon.
O'Neill.
Going to a thing by myself.
yeah. I made friends with this guy named Richard Welch, and he's a cool guy. And then like through like the Facebook
And he's okay,
group,
but anyway.
no, he's a really cool guy. But like through the Facebook group and like the build up, and then like PSX and IGN House Party, like I met more of you guys and became friends with more of the people. So I'm excited to hang out with everybody that like I make like relationships with now that whole weekend than I am like you said for the actual event.
I mentioned on Twitter, but like it's very true. Like ever since Tom was on the show, like him and I have been like texting, like via Snapchat back and forth. Like
You mean you were sexting?
we were sexting.
That's what they call it now, Alex. I wasn't sure if you were aware. That's why I used the wrong terminology.
Okay. That's why he kept sending me dick pics.
No, I mean,
he was sending me butthole pics. So is that sexting too?
I don't know. I think that's just trolling. But like Tom and I, like we like text back and forth like almost every day. And you know, you were also privy to a conversation that we were all just kind of having, the 3 of us, during a Dark Souls stream earlier this week. And him and I kind of followed up on that and talked a little bit more about it. And I told him a little bit about my experience. I don't want to be too specific here. That's why it sounds super fucking vague and shady.
No, I totally understand. Yeah, he like followed up with me on Snapchat, and we talked about it for a little bit too. But I don't think I talked to him as consistent as you do.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked a little bit today. You know, it's like I tweeted out like Tom and I have secretly become best friends, and we're gonna be super adorable together. kind of funny live too. But yeah, like him and I have actually gotten really close since he came on the show a couple weeks ago, which is good. Like I love Tommy. He's a super nice dude.
Yeah, he was so sweet to me at PSX.
Yeah, he's just as nice as you could hope.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that, and you and Barrett obviously, and just a bunch of other people that it's like going into it, right? I have all these people that I can't wait to just spend time with. Whereas like last time it was like we're winging it. I went alone last time as well. So I kind of funny live won. So
The funny part was like I saw you, Sean, and Trevor all together, and I was like, those seem like guys I should go talk to. But
but you were too
my
much of a pussy.
anxiety was like, I'm gonna sit back here in the corner and enjoy my beer. And then like the guy sitting next to me, Richard, started talking to me, and then we just hit it off and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, well now the ice is broken, right? That's the nice thing. It's like the ice is pre-broken, so you're just gonna show up and be like, hey, let's all hang out and whatnot, and then from there, people like Sean will just like shatter the ice on people that we don't know. And
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I've talked to some people in the Facebook group, and I'm just like, hey, I'm excited to meet everybody and make new friendships and relationships with people. And like I've been doing a few hangouts with fans out here in Vegas, which has been really cool. Like this guy named Tyler, who's gonna come over later. We've been hanging out a lot because I did like a little meet and greet hangout at GameWorks a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was super fun. It was cool. Like 5 people showed up.
Yeah, I remember that. It was cool.
Mm.
So yeah, I booked that, so I'm looking forward to that. That's a month away, a month and a half now, which is cool. Yeah, I visited a coworker in the hospital earlier this week.
Yeah, you texted me that. Are they okay? Like in the hospital, like whatever
I
they're there for?
I don't necessarily think it's my place to speak where they are specifically. I will say, I mean, like I don't know all the details. The person in question was in relapse, let's say. But they were in good spirits. It was very I was very concerned. I'm glad I didn't go alone. I was very concerned. I'm not very good with that kind of stuff, with being supportive, especially of like a coworker and just the whole situation and feeling so helpless and everything. But like the person in question is just so positive and wonderful and supportive of me and kind of like my writing and everything, and has been that it was easy to break the ice. His 2 daughters were there with him, and they were both huge Game Grumps fans, which was super, it was just super awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Game Grumps bringing people together.
Right?
And so that was nice. Yesterday was my day off, and today was it was a rough day, for no particular reason at all, honestly. It was just like, I got home from work and I was like, God, I feel I'm just miserable right now. Obviously I don't want to bring it down too much, but it was just one of those things where I was feeling things and I couldn't help it, because sometimes you go crazy up there.
No, dude, I totally understand. I had one of those a couple days ago.
Yeah. But I went for a walk and I got my phone screen fixed, which was nice.
Yay.
Something I've been putting off for a while. So I feel a little bit better now. But yeah, that it was relaxed. It was chill, max chill. Had a good Thursday evening, and whatnot. But how about we start the real show?
Down.
Game. Sky, you still awake?
What?
Oh, I should mention before you get into the real show, I'm going to Game Grumps Live.
Yeah, if anyone's going to Game Grumps Live, you better fucking go hug Tony.
Yeah, word. I'm going on Friday for the early show. And getting tickets for that thing was an absolute pain in my ass.
Yeah.
Which...
Yeah, I heard their the whole thing, this website shut down at one moment or something like that. It crashed.
Okay, the tickets went on sale at 7 p.m. So obviously I'm sitting in my computer from 6 o'clock all the way to 7 o'clock, checking once every 5 minutes in case they go up early, because most times they do. Mm-hmm. Turns out they don't, so wasted a whole hour just doing that. And then so at 7 o'clock exactly, site crashes.
Yep.
Which I was already on the page for like where the tickets would show up, which means that like all I had to do was refresh and I could just hit add to cart. So eventually I got through the wall like 5 minutes later, and there were still tickets available. The idea is behind this is I wanted to buy a VIP ticket because normal admission was $25, VIP was 50, and if you get VIP you get priority seating, and then you get to hang out with the Grumps after the show.
Meet and greet.
Exactly. So I was trying to buy that, and so I got to the page where the tickets were available, and it's like add one to cart. And then the way that their website is set up is so dumb that like you hit add to cart, and then everything it just goes to a blank white screen, and you can't like refresh that screen to get it into your cart. And it just loops over and over again, so you have to go back, wait for the other page to load. So I got it to load a couple times, and I finally did get the ticket into my cart at one point, which then it pops up a timer. It's like, hey, this ticket is yours for 10 minutes. Put in your information and confirm it. So I put in all my information. I was like, at this point I was like, yes, I got the ticket. And then press confirm on the ticket. Nothing happens. So I then sit there hitting confirm like over and over again, hoping one that I don't get charged for $10,000, and two hoping that like it'll go through. And I watch the timer tick all the way down from 10 minutes to 0 minutes, and then it like kicks me out of the page, and then I go back, I hit refresh a whole bunch of times, and at this point everything is sold out.
Oh my god.
For VIP, all 4 shows are sold out in VIP. So then at this point I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird. Let's go see if anyone else is having a bad time. And so I go to reddit.com/r/GameGrumps/new.
Yep.
So you see all the new posts on the Game Grumps Reddit, and someone posts that like, hey, if you're having trouble buying tickets, the web like they're like, first of all, a ton of posts. They're like, hey, the website's down. What's going on? Did anybody else get their tickets? This one guy's like, hey, go to their Facebook page. They have a different portal to where they sell their tickets there that you can that works. Like I just bought tickets that way. Mm-hmm. So I go to Facebook and I'm able to buy a general admission ticket, but obviously all of the VIP ones are already sold out. So that's super fucked up. But there you go. So probably people who knew about the Facebook thing got all 200 of the VIP tickets, and then so then it's fine because like I got my ticket, and then 20 minutes later all 4 shows were completely sold out. So I'm able to go, which I can't complain too much because there are a lot of people who weren't able to get tickets. But there was that whole experience was pretty shitty. But I'm going. So
mostly the venue's website was not prepared for the amount of fandom.
for the lovely hug.
Yeah, the lovely hug.
It sounds so crazy because like I don't know how fast their one in LA sold out because it was the same weekend as the Final Fantasy 15 Uncovered. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be there that Friday. I should go to this. And then I just forgot about it and didn't get tickets.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't hear any, like, on Twitter at least, like, I saw the craziness on Twitter from what's happening this week. But I don't remember seeing that for the LA show.
Word.
I feel like I remember, like, I know VIP sold out instantly for the LA show. But I feel like it was, like, a day before it was sold out. Whereas this was sold out by the end of that evening.
Yeah, it was within an hour, literally within an hour. It's 7:51. It was completely sold out. Yeah. But anyway, as far as that goes, I will be in Nyack, New York, on the 29th of this month for an entire day. So, if someone wants to hang out, get some lunch or something, or hey, if you're going to the Game Grumps show, let me know.
Hit up Rob.
Yeah, I probably will.
Rob James. Well, be like, let's go get some weird pancakes.
The city proper is like a good 2 hours out from Nyack, apparently.
Ugh.
So, and I believe that Nyack is farther south, so it would make me have to drive further to get into the city, and then an extra 2 hours to go like kind of southwest rather, over to where Nyack is. So we'll see. I did look up the venue on Google Maps. Actually, it was just normal maps. And there are some interesting businesses near the comedy club. There is
6969 businesses, if you know.
Actually, yes. Yeah, there is definitely an adult store right across the street.
It's like Chaps all over again.
Yeah, exactly my thought process.
I know where Danny Sexbank's going to be after the show.
Right. I mean, I hope that they make jokes about it. But anyway, I'll take a bunch of pictures while I'm there, and
cool.
Yeah.
Did you watch any? Like, there was some off-camera footage of one of the LA shows.
I haven't. No, yeah, I did watch almost all of their South by Southwest panel, and then it got copyright striked
Oh, good.
before I was able to finish it. So,
Yeah, apparently like some guy was like, "Hey, can I film this?" And they were like, "Hey, yeah, that's cool." And then like after he would film 40 minutes of it, they're like, "Hey, it's not cool." But he put up those 40 minutes. They just played Mario Maker. Brian did an intro, and Barry he did like a warm up, like an opening
Cool.
act, and Barry then ran up and put a blindfold on him. And then Danny ran through the audience and high-fived literally everyone.
cool.
So
Yeah, hopefully it looks good. Like I read up a little bit more about the venue and stuff, and there's some weird rules. Like there's like a 2-item minimum where you have to buy at least 2 things, like in like drinks or food. Every person who goes has to, or they just apply the cheapest 2 things to your bill.
that's weird.
Yeah, super fucking weird.
It's a very
And-
that's like an old school New York thing
Yeah.
to do.
And there's an $8 service charge on top of it. So, I mean, whatever, right? It was a $25 ticket to something that they easily could have charged much more for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't like gone out of state to something like this by myself before, so like it's not like I'm like afraid to do it, but it's something new for me.
Yeah, that's how I felt kind of in live. Like, I was kind of scared at first, and I was like, man, it's gonna really suck if I don't, like, make any friends while I'm there.
At least
But
you're
I
not
still
flying.
feel like I'm gonna have a good time.
At least you're not flying across the country for by yourself.
I like honestly, it doesn't matter where. Like I would go to, I don't know, I'd go to fucking China by myself, and it'd be the same as going to Nyack, New York by myself. So
Well, it'll be a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, assuming that I can speak Chinese, right?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't learned Japanese, so I can go to Japan by myself. But my friend just went for the Cherry Blossom Festival, and he's there right now. And, like,
I know
he's
someone
doing
who did that.
Snapchats and everything.
That's awesome. I'm jellies.
Yeah.
All right, let's. How about we start recording?
Yeah. Sorry for the whole.
No worries. That
Thing.
was totally bonus
Yeah.
content worthy. So Danny, I told you how it's gonna work, but as a reminder,
Yeah.
the countdown from 5 to 1.
All right.
On 1, we will hit
10,
record. Don't
9.
listen to Tony. Also,
10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1.
that doesn't
Hit
even
the
make
record
sense.
button. We're doing it right.
Was that the Fibonacci sequence that you just said out loud?
I don't know. I did start recording though.
Scott is gonna try and say some shit, and don't listen to him either. Just listen to when I say 1. That's when you hit
So wait, you
record.
didn't follow my instructions, and I have to stop recording now.
On 1.
Oh my god.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Alex, guess what?
What?
Yes.
That you're recording and everything's great.
Oh, yeah, you got it right.
That's that bullet.
Are you proud of me?
I'm so proud of you.
All right, now I'm going to stop recording.
Don't do this. You're recording, correct, Danny?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll tweet this out. All right. Let's get this baby cracking.
Please be excited for the continuation of Omega Quintet.
Continues on Monday. Never forget episode 11.
The thrilling conclusion.
I know which episodes we did promo videos on because they got
Was that
copyright
like
strikes.
20? Wait, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What the fuck?
They didn't get strikes, but like I can't
They got
monetize
muted?
them.
Oh, who cares?
I know it's fine. It's just like it's funny because it'll pop up. It's like, hey, just so you know, the copyright owner is going to monetize this video for you, and I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, they're gonna do it for you.
Yeah,
Like you don't
they're
have to
gonna-
worry about
they're
it. They're
gonna
gonna
make-
take care of you.
Yeah, they're gonna make the money off of it. So
That's gonna be our most popular episode too. Get wrecked.
absolutely,
Of all things.
it's gonna get like 600 views, and I'll be like, that's like
That's
45
I mean,
cents that I
that
could
could
have.
have. Yeah, right. Could have gone to feed the starving weeaboos in China.
Oh, those fucking weebs!
I don't think
They used to live under bridges, and then the Chinese policemen put a bunch of spikes under the bridges so they couldn't sleep there anymore. That's super fucked up.
That is real fucked up.
I don't think it actually has anything to do with weeaboos, but I did see a news thing about that like probably years ago, and just suddenly came back into my mind. So
Unintended
now you know what it's
consequences.
like to be me for 10 seconds.
There you
Here's
go.
the thing about weeaboos.
Here we go.
All right.
I'm
Here's
wondering.
the thing about weeaboos.
I don't know where that term came from. Like, I just appeared one day, and I like literally asked him. I was like, "What's a weeaboo?" And he told me, "He's like, you're a weeaboo." And I was like, "What?"
We'll get into it in a little bit. You guys ready?
We're recording, right?
Yes,
Yes.
We're
Scott.
about to the countdown, right?
God damn it.
I'm gonna give you a sound clap, and then
4.
Don't even pull this shit. Both of you now. It is Saturday, April 9th, 2016, and you're listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I'm your host, Alex O'Neill, and I will be taking you on a journey down the river Styx of podcasts this evening. With me this week, I have Scott Guthier,
Hello.
Tony Horvath.
What would happen if you took cheese and put it in coffee?
I don't know.
I don't think anyone's ever done that before.
I don't want to find out.
Don't do it. I've done it before.
What if
Not
it was
on purpose, but don't do it.
What if it was nacho cheese?
All right, now you
Okay, it wasn't nacho cheese.
This is a job for Dan Reichert.
And in the gaping hole of our hearts, that is Brian Nabishin Jackson, who is not here right now. We are joined by Danny Juarez.
hello, hi, I'm
Hi.
here. I'm here with BB-8. We're just chilling. Oh my God!
Great, thank you for pulling something up for the video part of this when the audio part of this starts. That's great.
Oh, it's okay.
We
Hey,
had 40 minutes of bonus content that you could have pulled BB-8 out for, but nope. Not good
Well,
enough, I guess.
people know what it looks like, so they can just visualize it.
Yeah, they can. He was holding a small BB-8 figure.
Actually, it's a soda cup. I got it from Disneyland. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye. All right, well, Danny, it was nice having you on, and goodbye. Danny Juarez. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
That's
I got a little turned on from it. For the way you said it.
That's in accent, right?
Yeah.
Danny, you podcast.
I do. I have a little podcast called XP Share Podcast. It's just a weekly games cast with me and two of my friends, Cora and Jonah.
Okay, I like it. Do you guys talk about video games?
No, we talk about like foreplay games, sexual games.
Hardcore gaming. Yeah, you guys. I referenced the show a couple weeks ago, but I said XPS share,
Yeah.
and I apologize for that.
What
No,
was what was the name of that show again? Foreplay aligns with my interests.
I'm very interested in this.
Well, like we were originally coming up with the name. I was like, oh yeah, EXP Share sounds cool, and then we looked it up, and someone had it already
Damn
as
right
like
they did.
as a podcast for Pokemon. So I was like, well, I guess we're not going to do that. So then I was like,
It totally makes sense, right? Because
Yeah.
the XP share is definitely a very notable Pokemon item.
Yes.
yeah. And so originally I was like, well, let's just go with XP. And then I was like, well, what if people think we're like about Call of Duty double XP weekends?
Well, you are, so it all worked out.
No, but it's been really cool. Yeah, I mean, if you just go to our website, xpsharepodcast.com, you'll get all of our content there.
The best part about what episode are you guys on? Just real quick.
It's coming up to like 28, 29.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
doing good. The best part about this was like, because Danny refers to me for some reason as his senpai. A long running joke from when Danny was a bad person and didn't do a monthly passion when he said he was going to do a monthly passion.
That was like my introduction to you too. Like I tweeted at you, I was like, "Yeah, I can do one to have a full boyfriend," and then like I got so lazy and backed up and never did it.
Yeah.
And I felt so terrible.
Yeah, and then like when I met Danny in December of last year, I didn't let up on that.
Well, the funny part was you didn't know who I was, and I go, and you're like, I know your face. I was like, I'm Danny, Stoke Danny on Twitter. Like, oh, you're the kid who didn't do the monthly passions, and I was like, yeah, that's me.
The best part about this was like the real. I was like on Monday. I was like, "Hey, Danny, what are you doing Saturday?" And he's like, "Yeah, I work till 2." And I said, "What time to like AM or PM?" He said, "PM." I'm like, "Do you want to come on Rational Passions?" And they're just like, "Yes, abso-fucking-lutely." But he's like all lowercase, very solemn, very short responses before then, because he knew where it was going, but he didn't want to come on too strong.
I was like, is he teasing me right here? Is he getting me warmed up?
What if I just said like, what are you doing like at like 7 p.m. for like a few hours on Saturday? You're like nothing. And I was like, cool. And I just never said it.
Or it's like, we're doing a live stream of our show. You should really watch it.
You should watch our show. It'd be cool if you did that.
I would have it would have been like, yeah, totally, like with tears in my eyes, like tissues.
Okay, I'll watch it.
That's fine. You did watch the entire 4-hour epic of the Tom Hawkins show, so.
Dude, I watched the Tom Hawkins and I watched Trevor and I watched half of last week's.
Okay, well, you lost your cred there, but it's fine. No,
right.
we put out way. Well, it's funny that you only watched half of last week. It was the shortest show we've like ever done.
Well, like, I was made like
No, we had a show shorter than that.
I got busy with the wedding stuff and I was like, oh, I'll watch the rest of it later.
Yeah, so much for later, huh? Here we are.
Yeah.
A week later, and you're on the show.
I know.
I hope you studied for the quiz.
Listen, I'm gonna be on it, and then I'm gonna listen to this later on.
Yeah, you're gonna listen to it and just fucking jerk it so right. Just be
Dude,
like,
just
yeah.
jerk it to the sound of my voice, like, oh god, I sound so hot right now.
Remember that time like I said something about video games and Alex was like, "That's a really good point," and I'm like. Yeah, Danny, you have a weird, crazy obsession with me, but that's.
Dude, I love you, man. You're my senpai. I look up to you.
Well, that's all right. Well, the restraining order is in the mail.
I'm waiting
No,
for
thank
it.
you for coming on, Danny.
Dude, thank you for having me.
You're a cool dude, and you're very nice. You're a very nice young man, even though you're older than me.
See, I didn't know that part, and when you told me that, I was like, oh, I had like this self-realization.
Only by like a few, like what, 9 months you're older than me?
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, sorry, Trevor was tweeting at us.
I know, I'm seeing it.
But yeah, thank you for coming on. Well, we got a good show lined up. Nabishin might be here later. I don't know yet. He was very he's very ambiguous about it. He's very much a tease, as you all know. I got some cool people lined up for the next few weeks. Yeah, we can talk about it now. Next week, we're having Ali Mushka back on. I'm very much looking forward to that because Dark Souls 3 will be out.
I'm so excited.
And she has been playing it for a couple weeks now, and she is a huge fan of it. She loves it. She's been tweeting at me just saying like, don't worry, you're gonna fucking love this. I'm like, great, can please stop. But yeah, she's very much looking forward to coming back on. So I'm excited about that. So if you have any questions about Dark Souls 3, she's the person to answer them. Feel free to send those in. And then the week after that, Tony and I will be in Boston for PAX. So presumably there will not be a normal scheduled show. But Tony and I will be in a hotel room with all the Nerds guys.
Well, there are literally 10 of us.
Yeah, with 10 people. And
You should just do like a crossover episode. Just
that's one thing. We might do something like that. And Trevor Starkey will be there, who's on a couple 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And so maybe we'll do like a big group podcast, and I'll put that out that week. I doubt there will be a YouTube version. And if there is, it's going to be a goddamn mess. So
I just want like an iPhone camera set up to like for you guys like just group cuddle fuddle together.
Cuddle fuddle? Excuse me, what does a fuddle in this stand for?
You two are just like everyone's hugging each other and giving each other like back massages while like talking, you know?
You lost me at the back massage part. I mean, like Tony and I are going to do that, but that's just part of our thing. So
This is what we do every day.
yeah. So that's not going to be a normal show, let's say, but it'll probably still be 275, and we'll probably just keep that as one of the numbered shows because Tony and I will have a lot to talk about. But maybe Scott and Nabishin will take the week off. Scott's like, fucking finally.
I just get to sleep.
And then the weekend after that, Brant Range is coming to Maryland, and he'll be on the show, and we'll have more Let's Plays and shenanigans. Speaking of which, Brant Range and I recorded a little show called Waffles versus Pancakes this week. That's right, it's coming back. He edited it, but we're working on...
Oh, he edited it? Oh, God.
I know. we're working on getting it out. It was a really funny show. Well, I mean, now it's not going to be, but it was a fun show to record. So that'll be out soon. And those Waffles versus Pancakes is going to start releasing on Wednesdays, which I'm very excited that is coming back.
Now, is that going to be on your guys' channel or on your personal YouTube?
So that's going to be we're not doing video of it quite yet. Hopefully we'll, because when we did the original Waffles versus Pancakes, it was in video form.
Got it.
The beta, as we called it.
The beta?
The beta. And that's all on our YouTube channel. So go check that out if you haven't watched any of those. They're evergreen, so they're good to watch still. But I don't know. We're still working out some kinks. But Brant fucking commissioned this incredible cover art for that. That's gonna be up soon. Basically, it's like a diner menu that says our names and Waffles versus Pancakes in like an old-fashioned 1950s diner style, and it's amazing. I'll have to send you guys the high res because it's super cool. Nobshin was a big fan of it. And other housekeeping, Silver PR has finally got up and running. His Capcom Pro Tour April roundup is up. So that's the first of many roundups. Nice and detailed. He's got a little commentary in there. Some tables, breakdowns of pretty much everything that happened up until now. So go check that out. It's on the website, IrrationalPassions.com. JC Ramirez, our good friend Silver PR. And that's it. The last week was a really short show. This one probably won't be, so I'm sorry. But every time I listen to Scott say "Rip Juan," I fucking lose it. That's it. You guys want to talk about video games?
No.
All right. Well, I got video games to talk about.
Me too.
Let me look at my notes here. Got to January in Persona 4, which means I kind of, I got through kind of like the main arc of the story. I'm getting real sad playing that game now. Because, I imagine you've played Persona 4 Golden, Danny.
Oh, dude, I play it, since its release, I play it once a year now. Because I can only, Persona 4 is something so special to me, and, playing the game, and then I have the anime and Blu-ray, so, when I play the game, once I beat it every year, I rewatch the anime too, and it just breaks me inside.
Yeah, it's so good. That is my favorite game of all time, as well as Tony's. Last I checked.
It's in my top 5.
What's number 1?
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Okay, I love Metal Gear Solid 3, so no shame in that.
The best, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, fucking. I'm glad I replayed that because I gained a new appreciation for it. I've been playing Dark Souls 1, and I've been streaming it.
And I've been watching.
And Danny watched some. It's super weird going back to that game. It's interesting how they changed a lot of the animation stuff from that game. It's still fun. I still really like that world. I don't know if I'm ready for Dark Souls 3. It's worth noting, I'm so used to Bloodborne that I know Dark Souls 3 is on the faster end of the Dark Souls games, but it is a lot slower. But yeah, it's been fun. I wanted to get back into streaming, and I wanted to ramp up for streaming Dark Souls 3. And this seemed like a reasonable way to do that. So.
Does it being slower make it any easier to deal with?
Yes and no. It makes it easier because I see things coming a lot more clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it makes it harder because I'm still trained to the reaction time of something like Bloodborne. So I'm putting in more inputs than is what's happening quite yet. So
yeah,
it's a give and take.
So I played Bloodborne and I loved it, and then I played the DLC, and then my friend wanted to go through 2 together, so I was doing that. And then playing through 2, Scholar of the First Sin, I was like, dang, this is so much slower, and it's harder for me to play it than it was, before playing Bloodborne. But watching you stream, it made me want to play 1 again, but I have
I'm
to call
glad
my
I'm easing myself back into it, also.
Yeah, I have to call my ex-girlfriend and get my PS3 back, which is,
right.
been a process.
Yeah, you gotta get on that, man.
Yeah, I like just bought the JoJo game that came out for PS3 because it was on sale finally, and I'm like, I really want to play it, but I don't have a PS3.
I don't want to call you a total weeb.
It's there. It's really bad.
Speaking of speaking of
Listen,
weebs, the other thing housekeeping that I forgot to mention was we recorded a new MupX episode 35 this week.
dude, I listened to it.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I was watching it, and then I listened to it. But I
It's,
didn't realize how much of a Naruto fan you were, and it made me so happy.
Yeah, we got to share some Naruto conversations
Yeah.
off air
Like-
this week that were really good.
Yeah, I get that this is audio form, but like in the video, I have this like, and it's next to my desk, and it's like my favorite
It is
thing.
a Sage Mode Naruto with a Rasengan going. For people's reference, for the audio listeners.
For the audio listeners.
I also I was having dinner with somebody on Thursday, and we got to talking about critiques, and I remember Satchel Drake, Satchbag, on the YouTubes. He did a critique of Hotline Miami a while ago, it was a few years ago. That's just so good, and like we were talking about it, and I showed it to them, and they were into it, and I rewatched it, and just like it's really good. It's like Hotline Miami and Kanye West, I think is just the title of it. It's worth looking up. It's a little sporadic, I feel like it's maybe a little bit less directed than his more recent videos, which I haven't seen that much of. This is kind of like the main one that I've seen, but it's really great. He just that guy knows music, like he knows instruments and how like they layer together, and he goes into it and talks about why that soundtrack works so well. But it's a great critique because he talks about like art movements and how Hotline Miami could be symbolic of something like Kanye West, which is like a movement in of itself, like a singular movement. So it got me thinking about it, and I went back and I played a little bit of Hotline Miami. That game is pretty good.
Now, do you prefer to play that? Well, I guess because your Vita is broken. I was gonna ask, do you prefer playing on Vita or on like your PlayStation 4?
I preferred it on the PS4 or the PS3, I guess.
Yeah.
When I played it, in this instance, I played it on the Vita TV.
Got it.
So it was essentially playing it on a PS3, but with a DualShock 4.
Yeah. See, I prefer that and to like both on my Vita, and I guess it's just like the way the map is. I like seeing the screen on there, like how it is on the Vita than I do on my TV.
Yeah. When I went to Beyond 300, I played that a lot on Vita. It was good. Like.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out that video because I love both of the Hotline Miami games.
So let me see. Played a little bit more Spelunky. Resident Evil 6 recorded a whole bunch of more episodes. Again, those are going to start going out in May.
A whole bunch of more.
A whole bunch of more. Jacob and I have recorded 26 episodes of that. Oh, Resident Evil 6, guys. Holy shit. Holy shit. Because we're recording that, I have to edit those videos. I did a little bit of slow-mo, reverse stuff. And some hot cuts, which I put on my Snapchat for people who follow me, which is Alfighter27 on Snapchat. I don't know if you saw those, Danny.
No, I did. I mean, we talked about it the other night when you were streaming. I was like, man, I despise Resident Evil 6.
That Let's Play is fan-fucking-tastic. I would say it's not on the level of whatever the fuck is happening in Omega Quintet. But,
Oh no, nothing is.
But it is really good. So I'm excited for that to go up. Jacob and I keep trucking through that. I also played some Okami. On my day off yesterday, I was like, I could really go for something fun and adventure-y. So I played some more Okami from the save that I had started back in December. That it's weird playing a video game as not a person. I'm realizing it's not like a human dude or dudette.
Like playing as an animal.
Like, as a wolf. As a wolf. But the big thing that we all want to talk about, Quantum Break came out this week.
No, I don't actually want to talk about this game. It looks really bad.
I really like what I've played of Quantum Break. At least
I'm really sorry for you.
Well, I mean, you haven't played it, Tony, so
I know.
See, I really want to hear what you have to say about it because I haven't played it. I've just heard a lot of reactions, and it just
I've
seems
seen like
kind of-
literally the entire spectrum of reactions from like take it or leave it to I kind of dislike it to I kind of like it to I love it to I hate it. So
yeah, like every video people I've watched talking about it or articles I've read about it, I'm just like, is this an idea? Like, for me, it felt like Batman v Superman. Like, is it? Do people hate it? Do people love it? Is it just okay? But like, I really want to get in, like, buy it from my Xbox and play it, but I just haven't had time.
I'm kind of two minds of it of the two different kind of parts of this game. I've only played maybe the first 3 hours, let's say. So like Act 1 and then the first episode of the TV show. So for people who don't know, Quantum Break is a video game made by Remedy Entertainment, and the same people that made Max Payne and Alan Wake. It is also a 4-part television series. So there are 5 acts of the game, and between each act are full 23-minute episodes of television. And the show corresponds with certain other characters that are kind of not represented in the video game part of Quantum Break. Typically, it's more like from some of the villains' perspective, or quote-unquote villains, from like the corporation that I guess is the evil corporation. There's always an evil corporation. So yeah, it's weird. The game is weird. I mean, it's a Remedy video game. I like Remedy. I like the stuff that they've done. I enjoyed Max Payne, even though I kind of came late to the party on that one. Only played a little bit of Max Payne 2. I fucking adore Alan Wake. Like, I love Alan Wake. It is so good. I think it's great, even for all of its weird issues. The way the storytelling in that game works, like kind of like the campiness of it, totally works for me. And so far, Quantum Break seems to be in that ballpark. And it seems like a lot of people, Sean Pitts, Alex Van Aken, they are in the same camp of like what Remedy does in that regard works for them, which is good. Like they've been very positive about it. Both of them saying like it's like some of their favorite stories in video games in a while. So the shooter part of it's a third person shooter, but you get super time powers, and you play as Iceman.
So I was going to ask, like, how comfortable are the controls of like the time manipulation powers with like the mix of the third person shooting?
I mean, so like you get right now. I have 3 powers, right? I have like a time bubble. I shoot a bubble to kind of freeze time in an area. I have a time dash, which I can also use to like dash up to people, and it like causes like a rift, like it shoots them back, and then it like time slows down, so I can like go from the dash to shooting people in the face. And I also have time vision.
That's a hell of a name for a power.
Yeah, it's just like Assassin's Creed Eagle Vision, but they call it time vision. for literally no reason, and I fucking love that. Like, time vision is the dumbest fucking name. And in the absence of Nabishin, I will write down time vision out of context at the bottom of this fucking Google Doc. But yeah, like I'm into that. I'm into that hokiness. It's different third person shooter wise because basically you auto into cover and you auto out of cover. So you kind of walk up to something and then you'll crouch down in front of it, and then you'll like there's no crouch button on and off, and then if you pull the left trigger, you'll pop out of cover. There's no hip fire, also, which is odd.
Yeah.
But some of your time powers are mapped to those buttons. You also apparently get more time powers, so I haven't seen those yet. It works like there's not like a lot of comboing, I would say, between the powers, but it's fun. I think the shooting feels really really good. I've definitely heard some people say that it doesn't, but like I guess like coming off of Resident Evil 6, literally anything feels good.
Oh, you're goddamn right.
Because Resident Evil 6 has the worst shooting of any third-person shooter I've ever played, except for Resident Evil Raccoon City. Operation Raccoon City.
Oh God, dude.
How dare you? That game is fantastic.
Don't even pretend. Don't lie to yourself or me or Joseph. But yeah, like I dig it. Like, you know, it's got Iceman, Sean Ashmore, who plays Iceman in the X-Men movies. For your reference, Scott, since I know you don't know actors or anything, he also did
Not one bit.
the facial / motion / capture whatever for the main character of Quantum Break. So he just looks like that guy, and it's weird.
It's so funny to me that like that game being shown like what a year or two ago with like just a generic white guy.
Yeah,
So, like,
I wrote a blog post about that. So like these were the 3 notes that I wrote down for Quantum Break. Quantum Break looks amazing. It really does. It's a very pretty looking game. I think. And then I wrote, "Holy shit, the faces, the faces," which like there's like some weird uncanny valley stuff with the faces, like even like out of cutscenes. Some of the facial stuff is just like the facial expressions and captures is great. So Remedy games typically have like an in-fiction FMV television show. So like this is separate from the actual television show that is in Quantum Break. So it's like you know, you can find a television while you're playing the game, and maybe there's a show playing on it. And the show, like, I guess, you know, you see it in the first like 5 minutes, but if you don't want to know, spoiler warning. But the show in Quantum Break seems to be a canonical follow-up to Alan Wake, which is, it's insane. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, like I can't even describe it. It's fucking insane. It's insane. You see it because like Sam Lake, who is the face of Max Payne, is also a character in this show. Like that guy, that because it's live action, it's that guy, and also that guy who was the voice and face of Alan Wake is in this show, but like with a full beard, and he's Alan Wake. It's the fucking craziest thing in the world. It's amazing. I want to know where that's going, and I need to find more TVs. And you know, other stuff like Littlefingers in it. Now the game is fine. Like again, I've only seen the first act of the game. I enjoyed it. Curious to see, like, you make like big binary choices at the end of each act. Apparently, made the hardline choice, which is I guess the evil choice at the end of the first act, because I was just curious to see where it would go. And you make these choices as another character, as the villain, essentially. And you know, it's a time travel story. It's complicated, but like I was like, you know, I'm the villain right now. I'm gonna do the hardline choice. I'm gonna do the super bad, like, we're just gonna kill these people choice. And I'm curious to see where that goes. Like I want to know what that would end up being like. And then it just kind of goes into the TV show, and I don't think the TV show is very good. Based off the first episode, right? There's like this bodyguard character, Liam, who is like, you know, he's like the guy what shoots the gun that isn't the main protagonist of like the video game part of the game. And you know, it seems to be revolving around him, and also like this super not entertaining at all, squirrely fucking tech guy who's just the worst person ever. Just the worst character, person, performance.
Is that the guy from Lord of the Rings that plays
No.
Okay.
He's one of like the main characters.
Okay.
He's Iceman's brother in canon.
No way.
No, I mean, like, well, he's the main character, Jack Joyce, fucking real white name. He's Jack Joyce's brother, William Joyce. So he seems maybe a little autistic and very brilliant, you know, kind of stereotypical white scientist. Mumbo Jumbo. It just that part of if anything just seems like the least original. But yeah, like you cut to the TV show and it's like, okay, this isn't very good. But there was like a cool car chase in the first episode. I was into that.
So that was like that won you over right there. Like, oh, this was a cool car chase.
Well, I was like watching it. I'm like, this is like kind of high budget for like a Microsoft Studios TV show. It was just weird. But like the way that the show is shot, like the way it cuts between shots and the camera like pans throughout scenes, it looks like Remedy. It looks like a Remedy in fiction FMV show from the video game part of the game. So like you see what I'm saying? Like the directing and the cinematography is like really jarring and all over the place, and it's kind of not great. Sometimes like there are some good like wide angle shots and it's fine, but sometimes it's just like really choppy and there's like a lot of really quick cuts. And like there's this one part where a guy gets a phone call and then it cuts to the person who is calling him, who should have already been on the phone, but it cuts to him picking up the phone and then talking to him just immediately. I'm like, this is not great.
Again, it's a game and a show about time travel, so.
Yeah, I mean, like again, the way the story is kind of presented in the game is very Remedy, and it's very like aware of what it is and what it wants to be, and I'm into that. The show just like seems kind of poorly done, but I've heard that the first episode isn't great and it gets better. So
I mean, you're in for the whole ride if you're playing that game. So
yeah,
you're watching it anyway.
Yeah, strap in. So I mean, like I'm not like I haven't given up on the TV show aspect of it because like the game part of it's so good for me right now that I'm going to keep going. I just haven't had the time to really sink into it. But I really like the game. Like I like how it plays. I like how it feels, and I like the story that they're presenting there. It just seems so like secondary. Like right, the character, the main character from the game isn't really in the show so far, and from what I understand, he isn't at all, or not like just not that much. It's about like this kind of other outer cast. And like I don't know how much they're going to talk to each other. We'll see.
Now, did you have troubles watching the show? Because from what I've read and heard, that's like it's not on the disc; it's being streamed.
It's being streamed, yeah. Because it's like basically there are two versions of each episode. Because based on whatever decision you make at the end of each act as the villain guy. As Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, who is that actor, it will affect like basically what happens in that episode. I don't know if that carries over into future episodes, but there's also like little mini things that you can find in the world which will create like little small pieces of dialogue to appear in the show as well. So there's a ton of permutations. So what that basically means is it adds up to about like 78 gigabytes of television, of video, if you had to download it. Mm-hmm. So they just stream it off the internet in a very Netflix-like fashion. It was hitching up for a little bit, for me a little bit, but outside of that, it was fine.
So if someone doesn't have internet, they pretty much can't play this game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. Like I said, you can download it, but it wouldn't fit on the disc to begin with.
Yeah.
So you could play the game, but it would probably auto skip you through the television show parts.
Mm.
Which, from what I also have heard, that might not be the end of the world. But it seems it's a cool game so far. It left a very good first impression with me, and I can't wait to go back to it. That's it. The end. Irrational Passions podcast. Yeah, that's all I've really been playing. That's the big new game is Quantum Break. Tony, have you
Hey.
been playing video games?
Yeah, I played some video games.
What video games hath thou played?
So I guess we'll start at the beginning of the week and move through the week.
Canonically move down the list, yes.
So I'm guessing that like immediately after the podcast last week, I was playing Binding of Isaac Rebirth and Afterbirth.
GG, sounds good.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. It's still Binding of Isaac, still great. After that, I played some Miitomo.
I've been sporadically dipping into Miitomo,
Answering some questions.
answering the new question of the week, which I had already forgotten. I was like, "What touched you?"
Something like that, yeah.
No,
That
not-
game like has such weird questions, like, or even just like
very
questions that-
specific questions.
yeah, and even
Well, I
like
mean,
some
that's how you get a lot of
ones
them, right?
that, like, I think I had one that was like, what's like your biggest failure? And I was like, Jesus Christ.
There is like a very OkCupid vibe to it of like, man, there's like 7 billion questions in this thing, isn't there? It's 1,500
Yep.
is the number
It's a
of
lot.
questions on OkCupid.
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, there's a lot. You can lose yourself to answering all those goddamn fucking questions. Don't lose yourself to it is my recommendation. Yeah, it's that game is fucking weird.
It's weird.
It's great. It's beautiful.
It's good but weird.
Yeah, I only answer like I pretty much get on daily and just answer as many questions and comment on things till I get like my max of coins for the day. And then I'm like, all right, I'm done with this.
I just answer like 2 questions a day and then peace out, pretty much.
Have you done the me drop?
I'm not.
The Miitomo drop, I
Yeah.
did. I got a little kitty on my back because of it.
I used like 13 tickets and all my money on trying to get ninja costume, and I didn't get it, and I just decided not to play Miitomo anymore.
Uninstall, delete.
Because if I kept going, I would have certainly spent money, and no. I refuse to spend
So
money
you-
on a
so
game.
you're
It
just stuck
literally-
now.
It literally just asks you questions.
Yeah.
So anyway, after that, it's not on my list, but I played some Stardew Valley this week.
Oh wow, you went back to it.
Scott and I were spent a while routing speedruns for Stardew Valley.
Jesus.
Just the thought of it, right? Just the thought of it,
Just
right?
the thought of it is
terrible.
There's actually somewhere on the internet there is a 2-hour or so live stream of me actually doing a couple of the speedruns for Stardew Valley.
Oh, I know where to find that on the internet.
Yeah, it's got like the speedrun timer and everything, so it's very official.
Now, what is the official speedrun for Stardew Valley?
Yeah, what's
Because,
the record?
There are a couple different. Let me go so I can get the most recent numbers. But there are a couple different categories for Stardew Valley. The most popular one is 50,000 in earnings.
Fastest to boner.
Yeah, and like it's like immediately. So there is 50K earnings. That's the most popular category. Which currently the world record is 24 minutes and 9 seconds from starting the game to having 50K earnings. Then there is Mines level 50, so that's 27 minutes 38 seconds. Then marriage percent, so fastest to get married.
There we go. Fastest to boner.
Yeah, exactly. Which is 1 hour 7 minutes and 32 seconds. And then there are bundles percent for each ones. So in Stardew Valley, there are community center bundles that you do. Like you have to get a specific set of items and finish the bundle. So there is a speed run for every bundle individually, and then one for all bundles. And then if you decide not to do the community center, then you actually just pay Joja Corp money instead. And so there's a Joja percent.
Excuse me, who corp?
Joja.
Joja?
Yeah,
That sounds like a masturbatory sex position.
Joja.
Damn right.
Yeah. So you get those are all the different categories for Stardew Valley.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
That
were
sounds
we were
kinda
talking
hot.
about specifically Joja percent.
You also, it's worth noting, the two of you fucking destroyed Trevor Starkey with this fucking game. I don't think he's eaten
Good.
in a week.
We're sorry.
It's your fault, Scott.
I'm not sorry.
You got so into the
He's probably
goddamn
happy about it.
details. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck, man.
I've been reading his treasure troves every night about it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like I said earlier, I was like, if I played this game, I am gonna lose myself to
I
it.
haven't been
It's
reading
not gonna
them.
last that long.
He's watching us right now. I haven't been reading them because I'm too afraid. I don't want to hear anything more positive about that game because it will consume me.
I feel
Now,
like technically you can do it right now. You have access to the game.
I do.
Have you ever read the Steam reviews?
No.
They're the funniest thing in the whole world.
I haven't read them either.
Oh my god, they're so good. I would recommend checking them out. They're ridiculous.
I mean, I don't believe you, but that's fine.
Oh, okay.
The funniest thing in the whole world. That's not
Okay.
That's not.
They're probably top 100 funniest things in the world.
Wow, that list got a whole lot longer. Yeah, that game is scary. Trevor Starkey tweeted at me saying, "I am literally watching as I play Stardew Valley."
Yep.
So,
You also tell him, hey, you have a problem.
we've ruined his life. Congratulations, Irrational Passions podcast. And
how
Cameron
far are
Abbott. It's worth noting that Tony ruined Cameron and Scott ruined Trevor. It's kind of like we're seeding out like this kind of destruction of humanity.
It just sounds like an STD.
Yeah.
We're just waiting to see who will corrupt the O'Neill.
It's gonna be both of you, like double teaming me. What else, Tony?
So yeah, I haven't finished a run on stream for that yet. I just haven't had time to go back and actually do this stream and get it done because okay, so Scott I think fell asleep before this happened, and I've been meaning to tell him about it ever since then, but I haven't seen him.
I promise.
So the what weird thing happened is I got to the end of the run that I was the most successful, and then the very last basically there at the end of the run, like for Joja percent, you're unlocking all the different town upgrades, and a faster way to get from Joja Corporation back to your house is to go on the minecarts that you upgraded.
Oh yes, I saw this.
But the problem is, this was stupid, right? But the problem is that when I did that, the very last input, right after I do this, all I have to do is run back to the house, go to sleep, wake up, and then go left. Or go right, and then the run is over. So it's the very last menu that you have to do anything on. So doing this, I got as far as... So I went and I clicked on the thing, and I clicked on the quarry instead of the bus station, which takes you to a different place that you unlock. And since I'm skipping through the entire game and only doing that part, there are cutscenes and things that happen that I haven't seen, right? And you can't skip these. So I hit go to the quarry, and then the panning cutscene starts, which is another upgrade that I had unlocked doing the run. And it's literally I just sat there for probably a good minute, just trying to skip through text as quick as I could, not being able to, and watching the entire plus 5 minutes I had on my previous attempt. Could just go all the way away when it could have been 5 minutes quicker than any other attempt that I had done before. So I then I just closed the game, restarted the run, and then did it again. But then something happened to that next run, and I think I was just really slow on skipping the fall. So I just was I'll do this later.
Fuck it, garbage.
Yeah, I went and I took a shower, and I was like,
See, Tony, everything you just said terrifies me to play this game. This is getting addicted to man, let me do these speedruns that I've been reading about. Maybe I can attempt it.
It's actually, the route is not that hard.
The route is the dumbest thing in the world.
We spent a good 4 hours after the show last week just theory crafting it and figuring out, because originally okay, so to do the Joja percent speedrun, you have to, there are 3 requirements. First you have to, really there's only one requirement really to Joja, which is make 140,000 gold. Which that's enough to buy all of the town upgrades. Cost 135,000, and then it's cost 5,000 to join Joja. So you have to get that much money and then finish all the bundles, and so that takes 5 days once you have the money.
When you join with Joja, do you finally feel the sweet release?
No.
Every time you say Joja, I think of the weeb in me makes me think of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, just a character from there, and that's what I envision Joja looking like.
So the like I said, the run is really easy. All you have to do is make 140,000 gold, and that's it. So we were thinking what is the best strategy to farm up to 140,000 gold, with actual farming. and how quickly can you do it? Because if you don't get it done before winter of the first year, which you can't grow crops during winter, then you're kind of screwed all the way until summer of the following year, because spring is really bad for making money. It is more efficient to skip past it and like by sleeping through the whole season rather than to actually do all the watering and stuff. So we figured all that out, and we were convinced that we couldn't do it in year one. So we would have to get to a specific point during year one, skip winter, skip spring, and then go through the next go through summer and see like, okay, so how much do we do like to this to get to that point? Because like it doesn't sound like a lot, but like to get 140,000 in that game
Sounds like a lot.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
it does sound like a lot.
Don't like fucking bullshit me right now. It sounds like a whole lot.
Sure. So like the best way to make money is berry bushes, and you have to water all these. Like we're not getting any upgrades or anything. We're not going to the mines to get like materials to upgrade our watering can or anything. So you have to individually water everything on every day that you want it to grow. So at the point of like summer 2, we would be like having to water like 90 of individual plants a day for like 10 days, and that takes forever. And so, and you know, obviously we're routing a speed run, so you have to go fast.
What about summer 69?
So I was researching like if there are ways to like improve like how much money you get in year one, or if there's like something that like I can do while I'm waiting for like time to happen. Because on some days when you need to like go to the shop or something, you start the day at 6, the shop's open at 9, you have like about 3 minutes of time there that you can't do anything about. So, and then I read this thing where like it's just like buried in some person's like huge write-up of just random shit about the game. They're like, this may be considered an exploit, but there's and I'm not gonna like go into super detail about it because I don't want to ruin it, like put the thought into someone's mind and ruin it for them. But
we're talking about me. It's fine.
Well, there are people. I know there are people listening.
We don't want to ruin this for you.
Yeah, exactly. There are people listening to this show that if they knew about this, it would literally destroy them from the inside out, and they would end up doing it and hate themselves for it. And I don't want that to happen. So let's just say there is an exploit in the game that allows you to, from nothing, in about 10 minutes, have infinite money, pretty much.
Yep.
So. So basically the route revolves around that now. So I went from like how can you efficiently farm like 140,000 like by farming in about a year and a half, into how can we very quickly skip to a specific season and then do this glitch and then immediately buy all the bundles as quickly as possible. And the run turns out to be about 30 minutes long instead of about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So yeah, that was that whole like 4 hours of Scott and I just bouncing questions off of each other, and then Scott went to bed, and I basically did a mock run, and I finished it in like 33 minutes, and then I was like, all right, we'll stream this tomorrow, and I just never finished.
I was there for the first one, and I was like, he's not in the right spot right now.
Yeah.
And then you reset.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, you know what? I gotta take a shower. Then when I got back from the shower, it was just off.
And when Scott got back from the shower, Tony's tears had finally dried.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But so anyway, that's Stardew Valley. That's
Stardew
routing
good.
a speed run for a video game.
We're good on Stardew Valley.
Yeah. So okay, other than that,
Scott bouncing ideas sounds like me and my buddy Wyatt, like, because we love the Soul games, and like once we beat them, we're like, what's the fastest way we can beat them? So like Bloodborne, we got to like an hour and 20 minutes, but like it took us forever to like bounce ideas. Like, okay, what weapons do you need for this? What do I need to have leveled up by this time and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Bloodborne's a good game.
Dark Souls is fun to speedrun, I'll say.
Bloodborne speedruns are pretty cool too.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah, dude! I watched that guy Elijah's, and then when they do the games done real quick, I would make sure I turn for those.
I looked up Assault and Sanctuary speedrun, and my mind was blown. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
There's some interesting stuff that they do in the speedrun.
Those kinds of games always like have like the craziest shit in them that you're like,
let me pull up since I'm just on the website.
Well, like earlier when you were talking about playing Spelunky, some of those speedruns are the craziest.
Well, that's all RNG, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, that's what makes it like beautiful is like how quickly the players adapt to just the situation given to them.
So I see that you've been playing Salt and Sanctuary, Danny.
Yeah. So I did a
let me
monthly
let me
password
let me
bot.
just let me just bounce this off of you real quick.
Oh, did you do that? Did you record
Yes,
that?
I did. It'll
Yeah,
be up soon.
Jarrett wanted me to do it, and then I was like, I can only do Wednesday, and he was like, well, fuck you.
I think even I
So
recorded on a Wednesday.
whatever, fuck him. So
Fuck Jarrett.
let me just bounce this off you real quick. The any percent world record for Salt and Sanctuary is 16 and a half minutes.
How?
Exactly. I don't know. I'll put it in the doc so you can take a look at it later.
Like me and Jarrett,
Because
when we were
it's
talking about it, I was just like, one of my things with it is like that. Like literally, there are places you just end up in that game where you're like, how the fuck did I get here? And now I'm fighting a boss.
yeah, exactly. That game is great. That game's really good as well.
Yeah.
Let's toss that on the games that Alex O'Neill needs to play.
There's so many like of that ilk games that I need to play, like Hyper Light Drifter
Oh
and
my god, I want to
Slashy
play that so
Souls.
bad.
and Enter the Gungeon, like not
Into the
Slashy
Gungeon,
Souls.
yeah. Not Slashy Souls. Okay, so moving on.
Yes,
Let's talk
please,
about
God.
the other games I played this week that didn't originate on my cell phone.
Okay, good
Okay,
start.
so that's Dead Star.
Yes, which is
That
now
game
available.
free game for PlayStation Plus members this month. It released at the beginning of this month as well. And that game is like basically a space MOBA infused with a twin stick shooter. And it's good stuff, man. That game is fun.
It's mostly about porn, though.
Like I just want some, like I first need to find it's 10 on 10, right? But so you don't like get like, at least I usually don't get like the big like area feel of it, because there are 10 people doing stuff on each team, but I usually kind of like, it doesn't feel like it to me. But I don't know, I guess I just need to play with some people that I know, so like I get like, what are you doing over there? Oh, okay, this is what I'm doing over here. But like I've gotten to the point where there are 9 ships in the PlayStation 4 version. I turned off crossplay because everyone on PC is way better at shooting games than on PS4 because they have a mouse. At least in my experience with that game, like basically when you get matched with someone, people on PC, they just destroy you. So I basically have picked which ships I like, and like the strategies that I like. And since I did that, like the game has this weird modding system where you collect like 2 to 5 pieces, basically, like upgrade components after every match, and then you can use them to upgrade specific parts of ships. You need like 4 specific components for each upgrade, and there are 5 different upgrades for every one of 9 ships. It's very complicated.
Yeah.
But like now, and it's like it's hard to look at when you first start because you're like, I don't even know what ships I like. And now that I have, like, I use basically 2 ships. You can bring any 3 into battle, and you can use all 3 of them during the battle, and you can switch at any time, pretty much. So I picked 2. I like one, and I like, I like them for different reasons. And now that I've done that, I'm able to pretty much pour all of my upgrade materials into getting those being a little bit better, and I've had a pretty good experience with the game since then. The first, I'd say 2 or 3 games that I played felt really bad because I didn't like the ships that I was playing, and I felt pretty like helpless and just dying a lot, and it was pretty fucked up. It's how I imagine Alex feels every time he plays like Dota or League or something.
I'm not even gonna comment on that. So,
but now that I've kind of gotten past that, like I've kind of hit my stride with that, and like at the end of every match, it'll tell you like, hey, here's the top attacker, which is the person who killed the most people near their base, or like here's the top defender, person who killed the most people that were attacking their base, or like whoever added the most upgrade materials, like you can mine in this game if you want to instead of fighting. Whoever added the most materials to their bases to upgrade them, that kind of stuff. So there are 4 of those, and I'm pretty like consistently getting one of those slots at the end of every game, so that's kind of good. Like I guess I'm good at specializing, but I want to get all 4, which I don't think would be possible anyway. But
probably not. But yeah, I want you to keep trying. I believe in
for
you.
sure. The only like my biggest complaint about the game, I think, is that like the game is pretty much decided completely by the first 2 minutes of the game. Well, maybe not 2, maybe by the first 5 minutes of the game, and the games typically last 15 minutes. So it's and almost never is the actual win condition of the game, like the one that they say is like this is how you win the game. It's almost never that way that people win. So there are two major ways that you can win. Like one, you get all of the bases around the enemy's home base, which would like takes down the home base's shield, and then you destroy their home base with your ships. That's the way that the game advertises, like in its tutorial, like this is how you win the game. And then they're like, oh, but there's this other way that you can sometimes win, maybe by it's basically like you win through attrition by just based on the amount of upgrades in your bases and how many do you have in general. You're constantly gaining points towards a goal. Typically, it's like 600 total points, and once you get that, a giant motherfucking space cannon just shoots the enemy base and destroys it, and you win.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Yeah, so they say that. Like they say that's like, you know, like no one ever really wins this way. You want to try and destroy the enemy's base. Every single game I've played in entirety has been won only by using the space cannon. So it's basically just like everybody fights each other over and over and over again for 15 minutes, and then at the end of 15 minutes, whatever team happened to have one more base that they claimed in the first 5 minutes of the game will get the 600 points first and win.
Wow.
So I think like maybe if it gets more like the team play gets more organized or something, which, you know, obviously it's pretty difficult with like a rando group of 10 people against 10 people.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my entire experience. So like I could be completely wrong about that, but I feel like that's the experience for most people playing the game. You know, it depends. There is a 5v5 mode, which I haven't really taken a look at yet. And that
Also
might
known as
change
the
it up a
league
little bit.
mode.
I guess. Like I feel like the maps are too big for 5v5, but you know, like I said, I haven't even looked at that mode yet, so there may be smaller maps or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that game is really good. I've been having a lot of fun playing it. So I'm, you know, and you know, it's free for PS Plus members this month, which pretty much if you're using a PlayStation right now, you have PlayStation Plus. So
And
it's
apparently you're
basically-
also probably complaining about how shitty the games are, even though
And
they're
that game's
free
really
video
good.
I'm really sick of that, but that's another.
Yeah, that's
topic.
a whole can of worms. Hey, fucking stop complaining about free shit, assholes.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You're not all. You're
I
not
mean,
all.
well,
honest here.
a lot of people who have that stance, they just like they talk about it like, oh, you know, like I'm paying for these games by paying whatever it is per month, like the $5 per month or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, well,
Yeah,
no,
you're
you're
paying for
paying for
online.
the service. They are giving this to you for free.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's Dead Star. Dead Star's really cool. If you have PS Plus, you have this game. You should probably try it out.
Yeah. You make me want to go back to it because I haven't played it in a long time. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that game's like been on my radar.
We should party up, Alex. You know.
never use that phrase ever again. So
That game's
we
been
should-
on my radar since PSX because I kept
Yeah.
hearing
Oh,
people
yeah,
talk
that's
about it on the show floor. And I'm
That's,
Like,
this is a
I
bit
don't-
late. This is
Yeah,
a bit
yeah,
late
sure.
for that thing. But that's the funny kind of stance too. Is they could take that away, and the only response anybody could ever have to it is to stop paying for it
yeah,
Yeah.
because it is written up as free.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, fucking people complaining about free stuff on the internet. What's new?
Nothing at all is new.
Literally
Um,
nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think there's some pretty cool, like, even like small team play that's available in that game. Because I know that like you can definitely play with your friends and stuff. And like the way that the ships are broken up, there are 3 different like major sizes of ship. So like if you know, like you, Alex, and Scott and I were playing together, and one of us was in each of the different sizes of ship, they're really good at supporting each other. So we'd be pretty fucking strong if we had like we were able to talk to each other and figure it out.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing is like that's what I want to like discover about that game. But I've been having fun. I've been having fun just like you know, like solo pug heroing it. So
Yeah. It seems cool.
all right, let's move on to the other game that's not a phone game that I've been playing this week. Enter the Gungeon.
Oh,
you've
hell
also been
yeah.
playing Enter the Gungeon.
This
Yeah, I've been-
game is pretty good. I bought it earlier today. Just because I was like, I want to play this game. It looks like it's gonna be good.
It looks so good.
And like, so I bought the game, I downloaded it, I started playing it. At the same time I started playing it, booted up the Giant Bomb Quick Look of it. So I was listening to them talk about it while I was going through the first couple runs, basically. And that game, it's got style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the enemies are bullets, and everything about the game is bullets. And I don't know if you watched the whole quick look, Alex, but something that I saw, I haven't actually experienced this myself yet. There is a gun that shoots the word bullet,
Yep.
and every time it shoots it, it says bullet. And that's probably my favorite gun in the whole game. But there's a lot of cool stuff going on with it.
Yeah.
It's basically like it feels like you're playing like a bit more zoomed in or maybe like large scale Binding of Isaac, but it's more bullet helly than Isaac ever was.
See, the thing is, like, I never got into the Binding of Isaac. I don't like the marking for it, and just like the style of it, like, kind of just.
I mean, it's not for everyone by a long shot. So
Yeah. But this like it interests me, so people are like, "Oh, it's like Binding of Isaac," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll check it out." And now
I'm now less interested.
Yeah, well, people make me want it makes me want to check out Binding of Isaac now. But I love the like all the guns in the game. The bosses are hilarious, like just the enemies. My favorite gun is the like plasma rifle that when you reload, it turns into a lightsaber, so it's like deflecting the bullets while you're reloading.
What are you playing it on?
PS4.
Okay, so by the way, just in case you weren't aware, there is an aim assist option in the menu for PS4. I would recommend that you turn that on because otherwise the shooting just doesn't feel that good. I don't know, that just may be me and twin stick shooters in general. But it's weird because this week's been a very twin stick shootery week with me because of Dead Star and Enter the Gungeon. Mm-hmm. And Dead Stars feels very good and has no aim assist, but Enter the Gungeon doesn't feel that good to me at all unless I have aim assist turned on all the way.
It's cool. Like just going off of what I've seen of Gungeon is like it seems like Isaac meets Nuclear Throne meets Spelunky in a lot of cool ways.
Yeah. Have you picked like a favorite character yet?
No, not yet. I've taken on 3 bosses right now because my roommate, like, he doesn't play video games, but he likes watching me play. So, like, he's like, "Hey, you should play the Enter the Gungeon game. I liked you watching you play that the other day." And I was like, "All right,
watching you."
I get after you playing games.
I like watch you play thing.
But like he likes watching me play that game for some reason. So when he's home, which is not pretty often,
it's weird because he doesn't actually watch the TV screen at all. He just looks at Dan.
Oh, he looks at me and then gets like a blanket over his lap, and it's just like pitching a tent, dude.
Yeah. He's like, no, that's the other second player controller. I was hoping that you'd play with me.
But I love it so far. Like I want to play more of it.
There's a lot of quirky shit in that game.
Yeah, like have you unlocked the banana gun?
I haven't. I did recently unlock like the basically the rogue light shop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where that was the last thing that I did.
Okay. Yeah, the banana phone is like you throw it like it's a boomerang, and then when it hits a character, it breaks into multiple bananas to like hit other enemies.
Oh yeah.
Fucking love it. I love all of the silly guns.
Was a I think that's a Worms reference.
Probably. It's very referential, just going off of what I've seen of guns.
Yeah.
So
like they have like the Nintendo duck hunt gun.
Yeah. The last bullet it shoots is a fucking duck.
Yeah. There's I don't know. So that's kind of my biggest complaint about the game so far is that like none of the classes that you start with feel like they don't feel like they picked the right items to start every class with. Like one of them feels very useless, and the other ones just feel like I don't know. Like all of them feel like basically picking Isaac for Binding of Isaac, which there's nothing wrong with that. But if they're having different classes, I think that they should feel different. Like following the example of Isaac again, where every different character you pick is basically like playing something that is completely different.
Yeah, completely different starting build. I don't know. Maybe there are more characters, and that'll change.
I think for me, like there are 4, right, and 2 of them were like immediately like written off for me because one of them, the item that they start you with is a lockpick where you get one shot at unlocking a chest for free, but if you fail, the chest is like you can't get it anymore. So like I won't use that character anymore because that item is like I will never use that item. That's the only thing that really makes that character different, other than like slightly discounted shop prices, because everybody's starting gun is essentially the same. And then they're just called something different. And then the other one that I don't like is just like their their build is let me see if I can. I for some reason I'm blanking on why I don't like this character. Well, oh right, their build. So they get more damage when they get to do more damage when they take damage. So, and I don't know, like that's probably fine, but just for me in general in those kind of games, I hate taking damage in general, so I don't want an incentive to take damage.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure there's a way to work it.
Yeah, you're viewing that completely wrong.
I know I am. I that's why I said me personally, that character is just not for me.
Mm.
All right, because how that's supposed to work is that's not supposed to be an incentive to take damage. You're not supposed to take damage no matter what. That is, if you're taking damage, that is how you take less of it. You get rid of the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a give and take to it. Like, there are definitely like mechanics. No, I'm different, kind of projecting from other games, but like
Sure.
if you have like less health, like if you're at minimal health, you do critical damage like constantly, right? It seems more along those lines of like it's advantageous to run around with low health and then you spew out tons and tons of damage. So.
Tons of damage.
Tons of gungeon. But it seems cool. You guys both seem to like it.
Yeah, I have pretty limited playtime with it. I played probably for about an hour and a half today.
I'd like to play some. So
yeah, there is co-op, so we could probably get some co-op in.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
maybe I'll see your face for like an hour or something.
Let's not go that far.
All right, so let's talk about iOS games.
No.
Woo!
Can we?
I mean, I won't.
Oh, please.
So I downloaded this game called Tales of Link. Alex also downloaded this.
I
game.
downloaded it. God knows what it is.
It's
I also downloaded Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key.
I'm not really sure what it is either. But I went. So remember when Final Fantasy had that whole shebang?
Is this one of those shoujo games?
I don't think so.
That I've been hearing about where you get like a tentacle boobies at the end.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Ooh, I love that.
Someone's
Alright,
like, "Ooh, tell
chill
me about
over
those
there.
games."
Danny.
No, so
Ooh, tentacles.
the way that you pre-register for the Final Fantasy iOS game or Android game is you have to go to this website called prelaunch.me.
I'm gonna
where
pre-launch something.
And so I went on there and I was like, what are popular like things that you can pre-register for? And based on how many people pre-register for the game, when it comes out, then you get like in-game currency bonuses. And like they'll give you like, you know, like 10, 15 bucks of the microtransaction currency for free because you're pre-registered for it. So I just like clicked yes to a bunch of them. And so then Tales of Link was basically the most popular one other than whatever the Final Fantasy one is called that I can't remember.
Record keeper.
No.
The Final Fantasy 15 one.
Oh, Justice Heroes 5 or whatever.
That's it. Yeah. So it's Justice Monsters
Sentai
5.
Power Ranger something.
Yeah. So one. So I was like, all right, sure. Like a couple days ago, get like a free character or something. So anyway, I installed it and there's a bunch of Tales. I haven't done more.
Okay.
Not much else with that one yet. I just wanted to say that Alex also downloaded it.
There's Colette in it. Can confirm.
Yeah, I do have two of them, two different ones.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, one of them is 4 stars and one of them is 5 stars. I also don't know what that means
appears
yet.
to be present, judging from the
Yep.
screenshots on the splash page.
Yes,
Yuri Lowell.
for sure. Yep. So other than that, I've been playing Super Tribes, which is a free iOS game. It's basically like playing Civ in 10 minutes.
Well, then, like, what's the point?
What do you mean?
You
You
don't
go
know-
through an entire game of Civ in 10 minutes.
It's like the whole point is to lose so much time that it feels like you're wasting away.
That's not really what I
I
went to
don't
Civ
think
for.
I approach Civ like most people.
Listen, Scott, I don't need you to fucking judge me for how I approach Civilization 5, okay?
Well, then you probably shouldn't tell other people how they should be approaching games like Civilization 5.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're
come
right.
on.
This is a double standard. I'm just saying everyone else is wrong and I'm right, but whatever. Also, I turned off my video for people watching the video because now I'm completely horizontal.
Yeah, that happens. That couch is like very like it just tries to lay everybody down and take their clothes off slowly.
I'm so tired.
It's the couch. It's not Alex. It's
I'm
just
like
been up-
imagining the scene from Titanic now, and you're just like, pay me like one of those French ladies.
I've been up for 18 hours on about like 4 hours of sleep. So.
Good. All right. So Super Tribes in the book, Tales of Link in the book. Let's talk about games that start with the word Clash.
No. Make it stop. The Royale of the clans.
So I have Clash Royale. Been playing that game.
Tony has become the clan.
That game is kind of like, I don't know, it's lost a little bit of its luster for me.
Yeah, after you
because-
put $14 into it.
No, I haven't spent any money on this game yet.
Somehow. Still.
So I got to the top of the ladder, like I had mentioned before, and now that I'm there, there's like no point to like getting more trophies because I'm not going to be one of those people who spends $4,000 to get maximum level cards to.
But
be on
you
the
wish
top
you
of the
could
leaderboard.
be, don't you?
I really don't. Like I would rather just have $4,000 to keep or to spend on better games than this. But I do enjoy playing it every once in a while. So like I do play enough to keep my chests going all the time. But like I have long since stopped doing the crown chest every day. I don't know if you're like that too, Scott. I get the like crown chest. You have to kill 10 towers every day. I'll typically whenever you win, when you're past like 500 trophies, and I'm now at 2,500. When you get past like 500, people are good enough where if you win, you typically only get 1 or 2. So that's essentially saying win 10 battles every day. So I don't do that. Like I'll do maybe like 4.
Okay, so well, I'm in the arena where if you take 1 tower within 30 seconds of the time limit, they start tossing cards and they let you take the 3rd tower.
Oh, that's nice.
Right.
Yeah, people
And
do
then
that.
so I essentially when somebody's going to lose, I start doing that too.
Yeah.
It's like an early Christmas present every time they let you take that sweet fucking tower.
Yeah, right?
So
that's about where I'm at. Like I don't do any of the stuff anymore. Like I was at one point convinced that when I hit like this last tier that I would be like, all right, time to dip a little bit of money into this game and buy one of the expensive chests just to like get the new cards and maybe a legendary. And immediately after getting there, I realized I was like, I actually just don't care at all.
Yep.
So that's where I'm at with Clash Royale.
And
I
then
really like playing Clash Royale. Like it's a very good like strategy game that you can play in 3 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But I don't care at all about like the meta stuff and like leveling up my cards anymore. It's just like I've actually lost a bunch of trophies over the past couple days just because I'm putting together things that I think are fun, which is like a mirror, elixir collector, 3 musketeers, musketeer, and all the goblins and freeze. Because I just want to belch like eight different musketeers onto the field all at once and then freeze their tower and kill it. That's the dream, right? And so I've lost like 10 games trying to make it happen, but god damn it, one day it's gonna work.
And then slowly the depression sinks in. As Tony stares at himself in the mirror and sees the Clash of Clans flag start to raise.
I just turn into one of the barbarians.
Yeah, like
like
his
you're standing in the
beard
middle.
grows and his face turns into that yelling face on the fucking cover of Clash of Clans.
There's your fucking cover art. Put my
You
face
just-
on one of the
you
Clash of
punch
Clans
the mirror
barbarians.
and you shatter it and blood's coming out. You're like, what have I become?
Actually-
a blood
actually
vessel
not.
explodes in your eye.
If I'm gonna personify myself in a Clash of Clans unit, I'd be a wizard.
Clash of
Yeah,
Clans.
Fireball.
All right. So yeah, fireball. Exactly. I actually, Scott, like it was like a week ago. I did spend about 10 minutes looking for a ringtone that was literally just a wizard saying fireball. So every time I got a text message,
Fucking Christ! Like,
because I thought it'd be funny.
is there like no line for you anymore, Tony?
Well, right now it's the Metal Gear. Huh? Okay.
Have you
Let's
guys,
talk.
real quick tangent. Have any of you seen that fucking Metal Gear Ford commercial?
No.
It's
Which one?
there's like a Ford commercial.
Oh yeah, and they
for a
have
car
Mantis
with
back.
fucking Paul Eiding, the Colonel, and David Hayter as Snake in it. and it's a Kodak conversation about a Ford car, and it's real. It's a real
Dude, I know.
fucking thing.
The commercials have been so weird. 'Cause, like a couple months ago, it was like Dragon Ball Z like commercials for Ford.
I watched it at work today. It's the fucking worst / best thing ever. Anyway, Johnny, what else?
So let's talk about Clash of Clans.
No, let's not. We've
So
talked
this-
about
Oh,
Clash
wait,
of
I thought we
Clans.
just talked about Clash of Clans.
No, that was Clash Royale.
Oh,
It's the
no!
same thing.
All right, so Clash Clans, right? I started playing this like
Clans
very,
clash.
very like super like not super interested in it, but like I guess I'll get my base like my builders building again.
Doesn't it take like 17 weeks?
All
for
right, well,
anything to
let's
happen?
talk about that. So then, this is like my brother, like my older brother, which I don't think I've ever mentioned on the show before. I have an older brother.
Maybe
He's
once.
Yeah, he's 4 years older than me. His name is Nick.
His name is Nick?
Yeah.
I didn't know his name.
So
I do that.
he plays Clash of Clans, right?
That's
so
fucking hilarious.
when
also.
when they came over for Easter, he was asking me like, "Hey man, do you still play Clash of Clans?"
You got
'Cause
that
that's
clan.
Like,
Do you know
that's
the
the
clan?
only game. That's the only game he
Like scratching
plays.
his neck.
He just plays that game, and like I think he bought a PS4 or whatever, but he doesn't play anything on it. He just plays Clash of
he
Clans.
just like mirrors his fucking
That'd be cool though.
shit
No,
to his TV screen.
I think you need an Apple TV for that shit.
Probably. I don't know.
But so yeah, he was like, "Hey, do you play Clash of Clans anymore?" And I was like, "Nah, man, but I am playing Clash Royale." And he was like, "Dude, you should probably play Clash of Clans. They added Clan Wars, and it's pretty good." And I was like, I guess I'll take a look at it because like I'm kind of already back into their ecosystem, as dirty as that sounds. So I downloaded it again, and like I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to restart and everything because we haven't played for 4 years or whatever. It was really like about 2.5. And then I open up the game. It's like, oh, do you want to resume your level 6 town hall? And I was like, oh yeah, for sure. And then it pulls it up, and it's just me and Scott in a clan called IrrationalPod. And the
A
last
single tear drips from your cheek.
So and like if you look at the clan chat, it's just like 35 people all like have left the clan, and then right before that, it's just like me 700 days ago that says, "Hey Scotty," and that's it.
700 days ago. That's 2 years.
Yeah, like 2.5 years. So I was like, all right, well, I left that, and then I just joined some random ass like clan, and no one would talk to anybody, and it's just like every 10 seconds someone would leave and another person would join. And I was with them for like probably like 2 weeks, and I wasn't really playing the game at all. I was just like, oh, builder's done. I guess I'll put them on this other thing. And basically where my town hall was at when I started, an upgrade takes anywhere from like 2 or 3 days. And you have 5, like I have 5 builders, so I have 5 things upgrading at any one point. And the way that it's kind of like every like maybe 6 to 8 hours, someone will come off of doing something, so I pop in there, set him to do something else. Maybe whatever troops I had training that probably finished 20 minutes after I started, but I waited 6 hours anyway. I'll do an attack and then I'll be done.
And
and
this brings you happiness?
Like honestly, like at the point when I was playing it like that, I didn't really like playing the game. I was just like, I
Yeah,
don't
no
know, like,
shit, Sherlock, because you
Why are
weren't
you
playing the
playing it?
game.
I
You were
wasn't
just-
really. Yeah, I was just telling things to do stuff. And so then, like probably 2-3 days ago, my town hall, which like I had originally like finished upgrading mostly everything else. I was like, all right, time to start my town hall upgrade because that's the thing that always takes the most time as far as I've seen. And the upgrade from level 6 to level 7 was 6 days, right?
Yeah.
So I started that, and then I just slowly did stuff again for the 6 days, and then a couple days ago that came off of its thing. Well, when you hit level 7, that's kind of where people start wanting to for like clan wars and stuff, because that's when you just get the units that are good for it, and your base is pretty much developed enough that you can successfully defend against some like clan attacks, which are a super huge like extra thing on top of this whole game.
I hate it when the clan attacks.
So I went on to like the Clash of Clans like community forums, and they have like I'm looking for a clan page. So I posted on there. I was like, hey, so I stopped playing for 2 years. I just upgraded to Town Hall 7. I have no idea what the fuck a war is. Let me know if you want me to join your
What
clan.
is war?
So Somebody basically contacted me and was like, hey, we do war pretty casually, but we're basically 4 people that are like really casual about it, and don't, we're not going to kick you if you don't use both of your attacks in war or something, but really like it's encouraged, and like we don't have like a lot of clans that are serious in this game, by the way. They're like weekly, like you have to donate 500 units a week or you get kicked and stuff like that. So anyway, I joined these
guys.
Like,
listen, we suck, but like,
and
don't.
No, they're actually pretty good. They're just new, and they're looking for like, I don't know, like older people that are not like 14 that like don't mind just chilling and chatting. Because that is all, like what else the fuck are you gonna do in this game where you wait for shit then talk, right? So I joined these guys.
Good question, Tony. Yeah. What else are you gonna do?
That's nothing. The answer is nothing. That's why you join a clan.
I know.
So, all right. So let's talk. Let me explain to you what a clan war is. So once you're in a clan, right? They basically you submit like, hey, we're ready to go to war, and every person in your clan like either opts in or opts out of warring. So it takes the number of people that you have in your clan that opted into the war. And then like a hidden like weight system basically to like how much like each player is worth essentially, and then it finds another clan that also was just looking for a war that you can war with. So you get matched against these people, and then it's basically like, all right, tomorrow is preparation day. So the next day, basically it matches up everybody based on how many trophies they have in the actual game of like when you do an attack and you win, you get like 20, and if you get your base gets attacked and you lose some, or if you lose an attack. So say you're like position 10 in your clan because you happen to have the number of trophies that puts you 10th place in the clan. You get matched up against the 10th place person in their clan. So you have a whole day to scout their base, because you can set up a different like setup for your base for being in war. And in war, the way that you win is every clan member can attack twice, and each base, if you kill 100% of all the structures in it, is worth 3 stars. Whoever has the most stars at the end of the war wins the war. So every person can only contribute a maximum of 6 stars and a minimum of 0. So basically you take the whole day to basically scout out exactly how you want to attack your opponent's base and figure out what army you want to make, and then like sometime before the day ends, train up your army and everything, and then you request specific units from your clanmates that will help you, because you can bring in a specific number of clanmates that were donated to you from the other clan members. So you get all that stuff set up. This next day is the war day. So that's when you actually like perform your attacks at some point throughout the day. And then the day after that, whoever won, they get their reward, and you have to take a day off, and then you can start another war. So that's a whole war.
You have to take a day off.
Like that day, like the reward day is just the day that you are getting your rewards, and then you can start the next war next day.
You can't earn and fight at the same time. What do you want from this world?
They're like, hey, great job.
You must bring
go
balance
have a
to the
life for like a day and then come back to us.
Yo, guys, like chill for a day. For real, though, you guys did great, but you're not allowed to do anything today.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's kind of neat because like originally, like Clash of Clans, when I was playing it, was like, and when you played it, Alex, for 10 minutes, and
I
when
never
Scott was
played
playing
it. I opened it and it said something to me, and I was like, "What do you want?"
When I look at friend rankings, your name is there. So
I don't
you
care
did play it
what
at some
is
point,
there,
and the game knows that you played it.
The game doesn't know anything about me.
If you download it, Alex,
it'll ask you if you want to keep going.
I don't want to keep anything.
You probably should.
No, shut up, Tony. You're the worst.
It's like senpais. Except the
I've been noticed by all the senpais now. Don't you understand? That's a tangible reward.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's kind of like the long wait times. They suck, right? But like,
yeah, they do.
Everybody has to wait for those wait times.
Yeah, but like that doesn't make it better. That just makes it shitty for everyone.
No, it makes it so like when I like finish something, I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like now I'm like I got this base because I put the time in.
Oh my god, Tony.
I don't know. I could also spend $10,000 in max everything, but I'm not going to be that guy.
It's like you're so far gone that I want to help you, but I know it's too late.
Like his hand's reaching out to you, and you're like, no.
It's like the intro to Kingdom Hearts where Sora's reaching out for Riku, but it's too late. It's
Oh
already
yeah,
too
it's
late.
way too late.
I looked this up the other day, and basically, like, I just hit Town Hall 7, right? And if I keep all 5 of my builders working 24/7, it'll take about 6 months to max.
As long
the
as my
space.
builders never see their families again.
Yeah, it takes
You
like
are
some.
my slaves.
It takes something like 6 months of building.
Is this
To
what
get
Build
everything
Club is?
maxed up. So I'm sure that within these 6 months, I'll stop liking the game and stop playing. But
Absolutely. We can
right
only hope.
now, what I'm liking about it is like I like building different bases and setting everything up differently. And
It's like the
watching
greatest slow
people-
jerk in the history of history.
And I like watching people like attack my base and see how they do and that kind of stuff.
I like watching them.
Just, like,
attack.
watching, just getting off to just.
I don't know. It's something dumb that I can pop into every once in a while and like tell them to do something new. Like I'm not playing this game like for hours a day. God no. But
You could have fooled
I don't
me.
know. I think it's neat.
I guess it's just my disconnect is like I can understand waiting like maybe a couple hours for something, but like days.
Yeah,
It's
like
so
the thing is
crazy
like
to me.
you wait for it, like it's a couple hours like when you're like you know when you're first getting into it.
Yeah.
And like it gets longer as things are getting more powerful and like stuff does more options do open up for you. It's just like I think that you're not that far off, but like game's really popular for a reason. People I guess don't care about that this much.
Yeah, so like is Game of War next on your list?
No, I played that before and God no.
Yeah.
Like I like Clash of Clans and Clash Royale because like it looks good and like I can I hated
It's
the way
charming
that-
to a degree.
Yeah, exactly. I hated the art style and stuff of like Game of War and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
it looks awful and like it's too complicated for how like for basically for the platform that it's on. In my
Basically,
opinion.
yeah, it's too complicated for the style that it's going for.
Exactly.
And with the model that it has.
Yeah, like Clash of Clans, there's depth to Clash of Clans and like there's strategy to how you attack your opponent's base and stuff like that. But there's not a whole bunch of bullshit in terms of like how do I like find the opponent I'm gonna go like attack and all that kind of stuff. Like in Age of War or whatever it's called, Game of War shit when I played it. Like I remember like your base was like you had to put stuff in specific places, you couldn't move it and you had to upgrade it and like put different people in different places and all that kind of stuff to like optimize how your base is working. And that's some people like that, I get it. But for me, like on my phone or really I'm playing Clash of Clans on my iPad. But for me, like, I don't want to think about that. Like, Clash of Clans is good because you make a thing that collects resources for you. You make defenses and you upgrade those so your base doesn't get killed as much. And you make barracks to train units so you can go out and attack other people's bases. That's really it. And, like, if you want to attack someone, you just hit attack. It matches you up with someone. If you don't like how many resources you can steal from them or something like that, you hit next until you find someone that you want to attack. And you join a clan, and then the clan pretty much takes care of the whole war thing for you. At least as far as I want to get into this game, I don't have to pick like what clan we're attacking and stuff like that. I just talk to people, and then people will be like, "Hey, can someone send me archers?" And I'm like, "Sure, donate some archers," and that's it. So I liked that part about it, and I liked that in Clash Royale as well, like how you could how the social part worked with it. So I just didn't like how you couldn't card battle against anybody you want. They had to be in the same clan as you because that kept me and Scott from being able to play against each other for like 4 hours when he first got the game.
Yeah.
So all right, we can stop talking about iOS games, but Clash of Clans has been pretty interesting for me recently.
All right. Hey, man. We all
Hey.
have our vices.
I'm glad you love it, man.
I don't think I love it though.
You were
No,
pretty
we can't-
passionate talking about it.
We can't explore this anymore. Scott, have you been playing any games you want to talk about?
Scott's like, I just downloaded Clash of Clans. Scott,
Scott,
I mean, I'll add you to our
But
clan,
I
bro. We
mean-
need another person for the war.
Don't
No.
join the clan.
No,
That is
I'm
caution.
not. I'm not really into those kind of games.
I mean, he was into it more than I was when we played before. He had a better base than me.
Stop projecting, Tony.
That's because I gave it a shot to try and understand it.
Fair enough.
Then I did, and then I was like, you know what? Now I can fairly say that I'll probably never like this again.
Good.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Please just tell me
Right.
that the
Here we
game
are
section is over. I know
in a
Danny hasn't even
dungeon.
talked about anything
Well,
yet, but
yeah. Okay, because Danny hasn't really talked about his games. It's not over. But I
No.
can tell you, just because
We're
he
just-
understands something.
Alex, I'm making up for last week right now.
yeah, it's true.
Hey, thanks for having
just because he did a little bit of the work to understand the game, doesn't mean he loves the game to death.
Yo,
Hey,
can we
listen,
just
That
talk
is not what
about?
that means at all.
Can we just let it go? Can we
Can we-
just like?
Can we let that whole thing go and just talk about Kerbal Space Program for a while?
Hey, Danny, have you played Kerbal Space Program?
I didn't
this week?
play it. I watched Scott Manley play it for way too much time.
Is this Scott Manley me?
I know,
I mean,
but if you had
are
his
a
accent, we
manly
already
Scott.
yeah, like Scott, like we already talked about this, and if you had his accent, like the world would probably like get destroyed. Just from the sheer force of all the women coming to you at once.
Yeah. And coming on you at once.
Stop it!
Oh God, no!
I'm
Why
very
did you
tired
do
right
that?
now. I have no filter.
Let's go.
I was literally about to fall asleep on this couch. I've never been this tired recording a podcast, so it's about to get fucking strange.
Welcome to Irrational Passions After Dark.
After dark.
69.
This is when Alex starts telling me weird things like, "Hey Tony, do you want to hang out?"
Yeah. And
I'm
Tony's
so
like,
alone.
this is super weird, man. He sent me a text with a smiling emoticon.
Actually, I think that's probably happened before, and it's not that weird.
It's pretty
Mostly because like the past week, I've just been sending weird emoticons to the group thread.
weird. Yeah, and then I fucking stepped across the line with my eggplant dick.
Like, there's just like if you look at our group thread, it's just like Wednesday. I send like two like do not cross this line emoticons, and then between them a black hand with like that's like pointing the index finger, and then a white hand that's like making the OK sign. So it's like the sex emote, like
Yeah,
that you do
the
with
type
your
of-
finger. Yeah, exactly. And then I was like, no, and then. And then the next day, I think it was either the next day or 2 days later, because no one said anything. I sent another one that was just a white finger and a black person making the OK sign, and then a question mark. and Scott's like, yes. He sent the thumbs up, and then Alex 2 hours later sends the 12 hours later sends the eggplant emoticon. And
Right,
then me-
like Alex, we
and
said
then
don't
me
cross that
yeah.
line.
And then
We said
me
don't cross that line.
immediately in all caps, literally 1 minute later. What the fuck, Alex? That's so raunchy. Keep that shit out of this chat. It's for business only.
Oh my God.
For reference, our chat is named by Tony's volition only. It's business time.
Yeah. So and then 7 hours later, it's just other stuff. So yeah, that's what we do some weird shit.
I knew
throughout
my
the week.
best course of action was to just pretend like that you would never respond.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
But I know you were mad for about like 5 seconds.
I was like, well, Scott, video games. Emphasis on that you want to talk about, because I feel like we did just cover the entire spectrum of all video games when we just talked about Clash of Clans.
it's all encompassing,
No.
man.
But no, I haven't really been playing much this week.
Okay.
Been catching up on the second season of Daredevil instead.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Silver
we talk-
PR was late to sending us a voicemail because he was also watching the second season.
Gotcha.
Of Dirty.
Can we talk for, like, 2 seconds,
For reference,
Scott?
I also finished it this week, but yeah.
Nice.
For 2 seconds, Scott, let's talk about how I can't find you anymore.
I know we covered that.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up so you can fix it.
He's nocturnal.
It's a problem. I don't like it.
It's 40
I'll
minutes
fix
of
it.
bonus content on this very subject.
Daredevil seems to be really good though. I watched all of it. Right,
Hold on, guys. A free treasure chest is waiting for me.
Jesus fucking Danny, please. Actually, we need to take a break. When we're gonna
You
take
know
a
what?
break.
I'm okay with that.
We're gonna
Oh
take a
shit,
break.
guys! 60 gold, 2 gems, a rocket, ooh rare, and eight bombers.
When we come back from the break that we're going to take now, because I need it. I need to drink a little bit. Like I'm gonna take like 3 shots of alcohol.
Yeah, my whiskey is empty, so.
We're gonna talk about Danny's games, and then like I am like dying sitting up right now, so we might just go right into voicemails and kind of throw the show
Oh no,
out after that.
we got news to talk about.
We
got this.
really don't
It's
have
gonna be
any news to talk
it's
about.
gonna be a long show this week, boys.
Oh,
Strap in.
We'll take a break, and then maybe
We have at least one thing to talk about.
we'll figure something out.
I just care about Alex's health.
Anyway, we will be back in just a little bit. We are now in break, Danny.
Alright, cool.
If you need to go jerk off.
I think my game
need to
section
keep
was
so
as long
bad.
this week as the entire show was last week.
Probably.
Yeah. Do I stop recording at this
No,
point?
No, you don't.
Keep recording until I
you
say
technically could. We did that years ago.
don't.
But it's a big
listen
pain in
to
the
Tony.
butt, and Alex then has to wait forever because all of us hate doing more than one file every week.
That's totally okay.
Because I used to have to edit 3 files every week, and fuck that.
It was your
Okay.
fault.
I gotta pee,
How is that my
pour some
fault?
whiskey, and put
Go,
them up.
go. Just come back soon.
Well,
What news story do we have to? What is the most prevalent news story, Scott?
Scott,
The Final Fantasy thing.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because it being a
What? No,
multi-part-
we need to talk about that thing Navashin put in. It sounded
No.
like fun.
No, he's not even here.
it initially changes what we thought it was going to be,
Yeah.
and a little more information from series, i.e. you.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Okay.
Wait,
I'll
John.
be right back.
Oh, my legs.
Oh, that's interesting. You can play media from USB drives now.
Although I'm sure they have patch notes, so I'm not entirely sure it counts as a hidden feature.
I don't know if these things were in. I don't think that they actually do, like, extensive patch notes for firmware updates for PS4. I will say that I spent a considerable amount of time planning out my war base.
So hopefully by this weekend I'll have this Nocturnal thing under wraps.
Yeah.
So what should I do?
Buy
Today I
a
woke up at
PlayStation
5. Do you think... Alright, so... Fuck. Actually, I think I could probably pull off a nap during normal...
Ah, Scott's dead.
Nabishin is in the Google Doc, meaning he's watching and is most likely going to write down titles.
This is Alex like subtly being like, "Nabishin, help me."
Nabishin. I'm really, really tired, so I'm gonna move this show along, and
He just came back to put back in that quarter year thing.
yeah, that's what he wants to do.
Yo, Super Tribes is pretty good, Alex. You should check it out.
What is?
Super Tribes. It was recommended by one Austin Walker.
That's the
Civ-like.
Civ-like, yeah. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Danny,
Yes.
Le Daniel,
Hello.
are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's bring it back. And welcome back. That's how the magic's done, Danny.
Oh, that's how the pros do it in the biz?
That's how the pros do it in Libiz. You played some video games this week.
I did.
I assume that they were good video games.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead
hope.
and knock out the iOS games first.
All right.
Yeah, starting off strong.
Let's talk about Clash of Clans. Like,
So, Clash of Clans.
yes.
Jesus fucking
No, we already talked about Miitomo, so... not
Oh
really
my
much.
god.
It's a masterpiece.
I think it'd be
Yeah.
the funniest thing in the world if you actually downloaded Clash of Clans right now to start playing.
Oh god, no, I'd hate myself, dude. I might kill myself, actually.
Yeah. I think I'm already there.
Miitomo's cool. For me, I don't know. I'm treating it kind of like a form of new social media. I didn't realize how many friends I had that actually care about Nintendo and play it until recently when I saw like I had a list of 86 friends and I was like, oh Jesus Christ. But it's cool. It's fun. Like I said, we talked about it. Some of those questions are very like, what are your biggest fears in life?
Right? And they shame you if you skip questions too.
Yeah.
You
I've
go to
never
your
skipped the questions. So.
Yeah, me either. But you can go there, and if you skip it, then it says like I skipped these questions on your profile. It says that so people know.
Yeah. And then I didn't realize that when you have...
I would only really consider it like shaming if you answer a lot of questions.
I answer at least 5 to 8 a day just to get the coins for it, because I'm really just trying to save up all the Miitomo coins to buy stuff on the Nintendo store.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So, like, I guess it's a grind, a daily grind. But
I mean,
really
you're just a human pile of garbage. But
yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to get Legend of Zelda Picross on their DS and not pay?
I don't know a single person. So.
not one. Literally, if Harold Price is listening to this right now, he's just screaming yes at his podcast listening device.
But I really like Miitomo Drop. It's a little fun game. And that's how you get your little outfits and stuff like that.
It's not that fun. It's really not fun.
I mean, like it is very much like middle of the road. I don't think it's in the fun or unfun camp.
Mm-hmm. I think it's like, oh, this is fun for a little mobile game, but like I don't spend the coins on it. I only spend my game tickets, and then like I'm kind of satisfied at that point.
I only spend my tears on it, so.
Yeah, like I only spend my jizz on it, but.
Well, I mean, we all knew that. Ba-dum-bum.
You know, when I'm undressing my Miitomo, I'm just like, oh god, yeah. You're looking so good.
Would you be my waifu?
Tears are coming down my face.
I'm so low.
You look over at your full body pillow of your and this girl that you're talking to is just like, do you have like one of those body pillows? You're like, no, it's not what you think.
It's just your me on a pillow.
You don't understand our connection.
You don't know who I am.
But I enjoy it. It's a start for Nintendo.
You drop your pillow out your window, but you're like hoping that it'll fall on some like coin cash prize and living this weird Miitomo drop fantasy in your real life.
oh, maybe I'll get this cool cat companion on my back.
Yeah, dude.
It's actually just a dead cat. You've been walking around with a dead cat on your back for 4 days.
Oh my gosh.
This is the darkest timeline.
It really is. I need to go save myself. I'm going to delete off my phone right now.
Finally.
It's never too late.
Sweet fucking release.
Oh my gosh. And then I've only played for like 2 days now is the Kingdom Hearts Unchained X. Or whatever it's called. It's a Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key. It's the Kingdom Hearts mobile game.
Scott and I know how important this is to the canon, so please, would you check yourself?
Yeah, well, I love Kingdom Hearts, but is it essentially supposed to be like the story of like the Keyblade War? Is that what?
Yeah, from what I understand.
Yeah, and like when they come out with 2.8, there's gonna be like a movie to explain it, I guess, or whatever.
It's gonna be like basically a summarization of all the key points.
Yeah. I've only gotten to
points. Huh?
I've only gotten to the Sleeping Beauty place right now.
Is this an action game?
In a way, like, so you go to like you enter this world, you have so many levels to play in the world, and then there's like you'll see like the Heartless walking around, and you get into like you fight them, and then like it'll show one on the screen, but then you jump into this random encounter, and then like 3 or 4 pop on the screen, and you have these coins, and you like pretty much just you can either tap them to do like a direct attack to like one of like the Heartless characters.
But
to
it
do,
costs
like,
14,000 gems, and you need to spend $12 for 14,000 gems.
Yeah, every coin's like a different. So they're like different amount of attack, but then you can do like you can swipe across the screen instead of just tapping it to do like an area attack. So like you spin your Keyblade and slash all the Heartless around you. And then each coin has a special attack, and like by the coin's levels, they will do different things. So like it'll tell you like press down on your coin and then like slide it across the screen to do the special attack. And when you do that, like you can do like either like the Sonic Slash, where you throw your Keyblade, or you dash across, or you do Arkham and stuff like that. So it's
a special. Like
yeah,
limit break.
It's like a limit break pretty much. But it's very simple. I do feel the need to spend money because there's like a cool Sora costume that if you don't play for a ton of hours, you want to spend money on it. So I'm getting that itch right now. But
don't break.
When you play it, you choose a clan to be in.
Oh shit! All right, I'm in.
God damn it!
There's 5 different clans. There's like a unicorn one, a leopard, a bear.
Do these clans clash?
Yes. So I don't know where that happens. My friends who are like who are very invested into it are part of the bear clan, and they're like, dude, leave the unicorn, come join us. And I'm like, no.
It's all about the fucking unicorn, dude. I haven't even played it, and I know that.
Yeah, and they're like, when we start getting like clashing with the other Keyblade War, like there's like a legit Keyblade War part of the game where it's like you clash with these other Keyblade factions.
Would you clash with the Keyblade clans? Would you think?
Yeah, this is Clash of Clans pretty much. I'm not talking about Kingdom Hearts anymore.
Sounds like it.
Then you queue up your builders.
Yep.
But in a way, also, it resembles Final Fantasy Record Keeper, where like you spend because you get money or whatever while you're completing levels to buy new coins and stronger coins, and they have like different characters on them that represent their attacks and stuff like that. So you can build your party that way. And then later on, you start getting party members. But I haven't invested too much time into it, but I want to invest more time into it. I'm interested because I am a fan of Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
So those are the 2 iOS games I've been playing. But if you join Unicorn, let me know so we can team up. Because apparently you can team up with members at levels. On some levels.
Well, when I'm
all about that fucking bear, though.
When I'm on Team Unicorn, #Unicorn for life.
Dude, the like leader guy shows up and he's like in this fucking white cloak with like this unicorn helm and the horn. It's like it's dope looking.
Why does it gotta be a white cloak?
Right?
I don't know. It just is.
I don't make the fucking unicorn rules, man.
Yeah. I wanted to join the snake one, but then I was like, but what if they're evil?
Yeah, but like Slytherin's full of dicks.
Pretty much that's how I felt.
Okay.
It is a predominantly male house, so.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of penises.
Mm,
I mean, I wasn't
Like
gonna go that
Blaze
far.
Zabini.
I'm all about them penises.
He's got a
Uh,
big dick.
the biggest. You can see from outer space.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, there is because he's black joke here, but I think we're all above that. So.
No,
No, you
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
just
Tony's
did
not
it.
above that.
You just
because
did it.
Yeah, I
it's
just
because
did.
he's black. All right, there you go.
It's true. I mean, Slytherin is the most racist house. There's only one black character in Slytherin, as far as we know. So, okay, no more mobile games on this show ever again. Got
So
it.
next week, get your weekly Clash update, your daily weekly one.
Jesus.
can we, when Tony like talks about mobile games, can you just get like a sound clip of like Bane like going mobile?
It's time to go mobile.
Just apply that filter to everything that I say.
Fucking Tony is Bane.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Games that aren't iOS. Earlier we talked about Enter the Gungeon. Obviously having a lot of fun with it.
Oh man, the game's great.
I want to dive more hours into it.
I mean, let's find out if it's fucking online co-op. We'll play.
Yeah, if it is, I'm down. I want to play with you guys. Because Tyler's coming over a little bit, and then I think we're gonna try to play together. So that Salt and Sanctuary, ton of fun.
Yeah, let's talk about Salt and Sanctuary.
You were on the Monthly Passions podcast.
Yeah, so I don't want to go too deep into it because I want people to check out the monthly podcast and hear me and Jarrett talk about it there. But I am down to talk about it with you for a little bit, Tony. A lot of people obviously are like, oh, it's like a Dark Souls but 2D. Well, like I said in the monthly passions, it's more of Metroidvania to me than it is Dark Souls. Because of platforming and the way the mapping is and how you can literally just get lost in random areas and you're like, how the fuck did I get here? Holy shit, I'm way too underpowered. And then you're like, oh, here's the boss. Oh, I died. Cool. Now I don't have to go over here. But it's a lot of fun.
Which bosses have been giving you trouble?
Right now, I'm on the witch with the giant. So it's like
Okay.
the two of them.
Oh yeah, the architect and the
yeah.
construct, and skinless or whatever he is.
Yeah, and it
to
fucking
put-
sucks.
To put it in perspective, I platinumed this game.
Oh, okay. So you're all about it.
Yeah.
You should have been on the monthly passions with us.
Like I said, Jared originally asked me to come on to talk about Salt and Sanctuary, and then I was like, I can only do Wednesday this week because I have work literally every other time that we could record. And he was like, all right, well, never mind then, see ya.
Yeah.
Hashtag
I think
bye, Felicia.
I think we were supposed to do Wednesday too, but then we ended up doing. We did it on. Was it Friday? Or Thursday? Friday or Thursday?
I think Jared and I recorded our division talk on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure. But yeah.
Yeah, but Salt and Sanctuary is dope. I want to try to figure out how to beat the boss that I'm on right now.
And what kind of character are you playing?
I'm mostly just going for I'm using great swords right now.
Yeah, okay, so
But-
every single player ever's first run got it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Cool.
But it's cool. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I want to dive back to it. I kind of might wait till the Vita version comes out to transfer over and play on Vita because it seems more of a Vita game for me that I would want to play on Vita.
Fair enough. I think it would work well on that platform, but I liked being able, everything being big in those kind of games.
Mhm.
So it's,
Ladies.
yeah, you know.
Yeah. I like everything being small, so I can just look at it at the screen kind of close up.
Sure.
Take it all in at once, yeah.
So something to just let you know how to upgrade your weapons and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
He's not a fucking nub, Tony. Jesus, don't patronize
it's
him.
it's pretty fucked. It's pretty weird. That's
Yeah. Dude, the skill tree, though, is so vast, and I love the skill tree because it kind of gives you, you look at it and you plan out your build and the concept of, where you're trying to go with your character.
Yeah,
which is
for
super
sure.
cool.
The skill tree is really cool. There is a gun that you can get from Transmog after you beat the guy in Hager's Cavern.
Mhm.
The Great Scissor gun.
Okay.
Or the Great Scissor, not gun, broadsword. That is the strongest one in the game right now, by the way. Unless they just fixed it in the patch. It was pretty overpowered. Let's put it that way.
Do you
Yeah,
find the gun in the gungeon?
You find tons of guns.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like it feels familiar in a way, but it's also very unique in its own way. So it's cool.
Sounds
Um,
cool. I can't wait to play it.
yeah. Next, The Division. It's been like my game of this month. Playing a lot of. I wish I was playing more with Alex.
Yeah. I wish I honestly really want to play The Division, but like I went through something like around the middle of March where I really needed to get away from any kind of like a Western game or like anything like so with lack of emotion, right? Like that's why I went into Persona 4. It's why I'm like also kind of playing Okami on the side. It's just like I just needed some feel good comfort food games.
Mhm. But yeah, all of my friends like were so deep into it that they like got to level 30 and they've been on DZ and like pretty much
That's Dark Zone for you noobs out there.
and they're just doing like high-end loot runs because they're getting ready for incursions this next week. Um,
You mean raids?
Yeah,
yes,
they're
right.
called raids. Like, come on, guys. Jesus. Even Destiny just calls it a fucking raid.
Yeah. What I like about them, what they were talking about them, was there's no checkpoints. Like you and your team have to communicate, and if everyone dies on the team, you like the punishment is you have to start from the beginning. So that's interesting in a way, and I feel like it might also upset players, but
GG.
it's given players a reason to like want to still play and find all
Imagine
this
dying on
high-end
that final boss, though. Like, how heart-wrenching that would be.
Oh yeah, people will probably I'm fucking done with this game and like throw their controller. But I'm planning on like this weekend to like stay up late with some of my friends who are like my old clan from Destiny to like run high end loot runs with them to get ready for
clan
my
talk in this episode, just in general, across the board. The clan, bad.
What can we just rename this to Irrational Clan Cast?
Oh my gosh. But yes, that Final Fantasy 15 Platinum demo. I've done 3 playthroughs where I feel like I've gotten enough out of it now, where I'm just like, I just want this game now, but I can wait till September. I spent $300 on the collector's edition.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
Like, why? Like, why? For the statue of Noctis?
Just for statue, the movie,
Wait,
the
was
soundtrack,
did
the
it
art
end
book.
up being hard to get?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
It was
was
gone
so
in like an hour or whatever.
We
That's
were
what
in
I
the-
thought.
we were in the theater, and there was like for some reason the theater had like cell blockers, so like we had no service. So like they were like, hey, it's gonna go up at 9 p.m. and the thing ended at 8:30. Me and Zyra like ran out of the building and we got on our phones like, all right, Square Enix store, let's go.
So you're
And,
like, I need to pre-order this or I'm gonna cry.
I mean, I'm not gonna like say like I looked at it because I was like, I mean, if it's like $100, I'm in.
Yeah,
But then $270 was way too much for me.
yeah, and like the fee and the shipping was like $300. It was like $312.
Jesus fuck, man.
I
Yeah.
hope you like that game because that would be really shitty if you hated it.
Oh, I know.
You could sell that for like a hot puck, though.
I don't know.
Well, have you seen on eBay people selling their pre-orders already? They're like selling it triple the price.
Fuck yeah, they are, and they're gonna make it back.
I mean, I saw on the Game Grumps subreddit that people wanted to sell their VIP Game Grumps ticket for like $600. And I think
Somebody's gonna buy it too.
the problem is like I looked on Levity Live, which is the venue's website, and you can't transfer tickets. So
Oh yeah, I mean they're gonna go under a false name,
yeah,
but then
but you also need ID to get in.
they can scalp the ticket, and then and then rip somebody else off.
Yeah.
And now it comes full circle. The Ouroboros seats itself,
And then they go anyway.
and then
And
they
then
go
no,
anyway.
and then less people get to go see the Game Grumps, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. Those
But
guys are
yeah.
cool.
I'm ready for when that game comes out for my wallet to be wiped because it comes out around the same time of PSVR, which I also pre-ordered. So it's like there's like $700 coming out of my pocket like at the end of September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so they didn't make you pay right now for the?
No, so they took out the $300, but it was like kind of just like like to see if you had the money to even pre-order it.
That's so dumb.
So it's
And
like
they
a,
have,
a
like-
temporary hold that's gonna
Yeah,
get
like a
refunded.
temporary. Like they did it for 3 days, and then they sent it back to my account.
Are you serious? That's the dumbest thing ever. Because like, They're gonna just have to get it later. Who cares if you have money now or not?
I guess just to like make sure like your
How
order
afraid are you gonna be like of spending any money in September? Is like, if I don't have the money in my account, I don't know what's gonna happen to my pre-order.
I'm more afraid of like, fuck, I'm gonna be negative, and then I'm gonna get like a charge fee on my account.
Yeah,
Shit.
I can't. My account even can't go negative. So like, they would just cancel my pre-order and give it to some other fucking schmuck.
I'm expecting around that time a bunch of pre-orders to be canceled, and then people will be like, "Oh, I can pick it up now."
They might make more. Also, it's worth putting it out there before people start writing into Irrational Passion, mailsack at irrationalpassion.com, crying, saying like, "Oh, fucking, why'd you have this Danny kid on the show? He stole my pre-order." Like they might, they might make more. I mean, we can only hope.
Yeah, I saw their tweet about that, which is cool. I hope they do that for for consumers. Like, they realize there's.
I hope they don't.
But I think after I got back from the event, it all kind of hit me where I was like, oh fuck, I really spent the money on this, huh?
I really shit the bed on this. Really took a fucking gamble on a game that's been in development hell for 10 years, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that game will be okay, but I just want to make you to feel bad, honestly, Danny.
I know, I understand. Like, I was so hyped about it because I was at the event with everybody. Me and Zyger both got our pre-orders, and we're like, fuck yeah. And then, like, I got home, and, like, 2 days later, I was like, well, I can't eat anything because they took the $300 out of my account, and I'm kind of broke.
You're sitting there, like, eating styrofoam cups, and you're like, I hope you love me, Noctis, but Carbuncle's so cute.
Just crying. Tetsuo Nomura, please.
Tetsuo!
So what did you name your carbuncle?
I named it Jinjin, after my roommate's dog.
Hey.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
I was playing, and Jinjin she likes to sit on my lap when I'm like on my laptop or playing games.
I mean, Alex likes to sit on my lap when I play Omega Quintet, but
Not true.
I didn't call Carbuncle
Absolutely false.
I mean, there's no face cam when we're playing Omega Quintet, Alex. So like, you thought your secret was safe with me, but it's not.
No, this is no secret. It doesn't exist. It's a falsehood.
I believe it.
This is what slander is.
But yeah, what I loved about the demo though was obviously showing off the visuals and the mechanics that we'll be seeing from the game. But I like all the secrets that were kind of found like a day later, like the hidden weapons you can get and stuff like that, which was cool. Mm-hmm. So that maybe you want to go back and explore the game and see if there's anything else.
I didn't know those were hidden. I just got them my first time through.
You got the Ninja Star the first time?
I mean, probably. I don't know if there are more things. Then
no.
Sure.
Tony's just trying to fucking cover up for his bullshit.
Honestly, not like.
Did you get Meteor?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
We talked about it on the show when we
did talk about Meteor.
Yeah, I was like, dude, because that visual effect looks awesome.
Did not talk about Ninja Stars.
No.
Yeah, no. The Ninja is like when you fight the Iron Giant the second time and you can warp. You go to like the top of the like building as high as you can go, and then you drop, and like you'll see like this platform just like with two things, and you get the Black Ninja Star, and you get like the Hero Shield, which shows
cool.
up like a cool defense mechanic, and the hero, and then the Ninja Star is like the strongest weapon. It's like you literally just fucking warp to the giant and throw it at him, and it knocks him down, and you just go to town on him.
I went to town on him anyway.
Yeah, I just wrecked that fucking
I went
guy.
to Pound Town.
Though I did like the Carbuncle had to heal me like 6 times because I was like not paying as close attention to like actually winning or not because I knew that I couldn't die. I was just like, I'm gonna see how much cool shit I can do.
Yeah.
It's cool. Cool.
I will say though, I like the Dusk demo a lot more.
It's more fleshed out.
Yeah, and I actually like the battle mechanic better in that than I did this one. I don't really like the mapping of the D-pad.
I think I like the mapping of the D-pad a little bit more. It does remind me a lot of Kingdom Hearts, like tabbing through like your Birth by Sleep command list.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we haven't seen everything yet. So.
Oh, obviously, they said we had this big event, we'll show all this stuff, but we should probably hold some back so people are still excited to see the final build.
How much more can they really do for this game and for it to be at all possible for them to get make their money back?
Like money back is difficult. Like.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
I there's like some number going around out there that they have to sell 10 million copies of this game to make their money back.
Honestly, I don't think that's too far off.
No, I don't think it's far off either. But that's just insane.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna do really, really well.
I think it'll do well, but not as much. Like, it's not, the success of that game will not be increased as much as they want it to be by how much stuff they put into marketing it.
Yeah, like I think they've definitely gotten a lot of good grace back, and I feel like if you take a step back, and I've said this for a few weeks now, like take a step back and like look at that game as a game as Final Fantasy 15 announced in 2013, and like look at like the past 3 years since it was like announced, kind of taking off the baggage, which I understand that you can't do that, but like if you just take a step back and kind of look at where they're trying to sell that game, like it's a reasonable like amount of time from announcement to release, and they've done like a lot to make that game look good again, and clear up its image, and try and get away from a lot of that baggage, and they put like the game in people's hands on multiple occasions, and people have played it, and everything has been generally positive with plenty of like technical issues abound. But yeah, like it's complicated. That's such a complicated game. I'm very curious to see what the final reception to it is.
yeah. Watching the like GameSpot like the evolution of 10 years of that game.
Yeah.
There are parts of the mostly from like the 2014 and 2015 trailers. Was like the 2014 one. It shows them like climbing the castle, fighting the guys, like knocking them down, warping, and then like he goes through the window, and then like the water.
Then he goes to the wall, and
yeah,
to the sweat drop. Sorry, what?
Down carbuncle balls.
It just makes me wonder, like, that looks so cool. Is that going to be in the final build, or was this just like?
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last week, of like that when he's like running through the capital city, and like how that's going to play into the final game. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
That game has just had such a fascinating journey. It's like, people seem generally more ready and positive about this than they did something like, say, Duke Nukem Forever. So like, I'm excited to see how it turns out. I think people will like that game a lot. So.
Yeah. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, so right now the $300 is worth it to me. We'll see how I feel in September. I'll give you an update.
You're going to feel pretty shitty, but that's not because of the quality of the game. I think it's just because $300 is a lot of money to spend on one game.
Yeah, dude, it really is. Oh my god. But yeah, so Platinum demo. And then the last thing I got to play was I got a code for the Doom closed beta.
Mm-hmm. I also have a code for the Doom closed beta, but I did not play it, so now I have to wait until next week to play it.
You did good.
Beta. It was cool. New Doom, people are excited. I'm excited about it, but I don't know even if I want to get it when it gets released. I had fun with the multiplayer. I played the Doom 4 when it came out, and with my nephew.
Doom
so I have like
3.
memories of Doom 3, was it? Yeah. And that was cool. I had fun with that. But the multiplayer was there are two modes: 6v team deathmatch and then Warpath. What I don't like the weapon. Like I've always thought about doing the weapons are supposed to like make people die and explode, explosions of blood and gore and all that stuff. And what pulled me back was when you're playing multiplayer and you're shooting people, numbers show up of damage that you're doing, just like kind of Borderlands style.
I'm so into that though. I love that.
It bothered me because I was like, no, like I want to walk up with someone with my shot-off shotgun and watch their body just fucking implode. This is Doom. I don't want to see like fucking 10 points of damage, and I'm like, this is so stupid. But all the weapons, I guess, for multiplayer were available during the beta. And then they had, I guess you could transform into demons, but there's only one of them that they had for the beta, which was the Revenant. And like if you play as Revenant, like when you're shooting people, like they just fucking die in one hit, which I was like, that makes no sense. That like my shot-off shotgun isn't blowing people apart, but this demon is. But the Gauss cannon, which is like the big mega weapon in the game, or the BFG in multiplayer.
The big fucking gun.
It is pretty big.
It's like a high-powered, pretty much like rail shooter, and you just fucking charge it and watch people like just get blown the fuck away.
Can we take a moment to address the fact that Disney has a CG movie coming out that's just called BFG?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
It's about this fucking giant that kidnaps a little girl and brings her to the world of giants. And it's just called BFG. It doesn't stand for anything. Well, I mean,
Really?
obviously it
I
stands
thought
for
it-
something, but they're
It
not.
stands for
thought-
big fucking giant.
Yeah, but like, what? I'm not kidding. I didn't make that up. There's a trailer out there that you can go watch. This is real. Brought to you by IrrationalPassions.com.
We'll have a
I
rea-
mean, knowing
Well,
Disney,
reaction later.
it'll probably mean big fucking gun.
Yeah, big fucking gun for sure, Scott.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a Disney title.
Yeah.
Your mic was totally muted for a long span of time there, so we filled the air.
Oh, all right.
Big fucking gross dick.
Oh,
BFGD. It looks kind of like Peter Pan, except instead of being kidnapped by a small boy, the little girl is kidnapped by a giant man.
I mean, I guess they're just running out of ideas.
Yeah.
They're Disney though. But yeah, so Doom Beta, cool. It kind of feels like Unreal Tournament, which is weird in a way.
Yeah, that is weird.
But I enjoyed it. I don't think I'm gonna buy the game unless it seems like it'd be worth getting from the story. Multiplayer, it's fun, but I don't like. There are things that I like, but things I don't like. Which is, I don't feel like I'm doing damage with guns when like I see like a number, like a hit point on people and stuff. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. I did download. Well, I finally got the Transformers Devastation game because it was like $15 on the flash sale. It's fun. It feels like Transformers G1 with all this high action from Platinum. So, but they got me pumped for the Ninja Turtles game whenever that comes out. So this is kind of just holding me over right now. And then I'm gonna try to play the Battleborn beta this week. So I'll probably tweet out how I feel
Good
about
luck.
that. Well, the part is like every time I've been to events like PSX and the GameStop Expo, there was like big lines and big hurt crowds for it, and then like people were like there were announcers there, so I was like, people got to enjoy this game, right?
I know, but I every time I've seen it, I've really wanted to play it, but like I just don't know if that game's gonna be any good. The Big Friendly Giant, BFG. So, Roald Dahl book from 1982. Thank you, Trevor Starkey, for fucking classing up this joint. He says this Roald Dahl book came out 11 years before Doom. Introduced the big fucking gun.
So Doom got BFG from the BFG.
Yeah. Clearly, the Big Friendly Giant. The Big fucking Giant. Thank you, Trevor. How about, Danny, we talk about some news?
Yes. Let's go.
News in gaming. Let's talk about...
How do you feel about that?
How did you feel about that, Danny?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, the tip of my penis is like hard,
Don't.
but not the shaft.
So we should change it immediately.
It's like a full raisin is in my pants.
What if the voice saying news and gaming was like 16 times deeper?
Yeah.
The shaft would probably be. I'd be like half chubbing it right now. Is that your voice, Alex?
That is my voice.
Oh, now I got a full erection.
PlayStation 4 firmware update 3.5 is now available to the public. I've been playing around with it for a little while now. But apparently there are some hidden features. According to this Kotaku article, so now you can stream music through a USB drive. Hey, that's back.
Is it you know if it's music or is it all media?
Right now it looks like MP3s. Yeah, play through music, specifically music files. Don't know if it's all media. That might also just kind of show up again because like this kind of secretly showed up again. You can turn off the annoying message or the little pop-up that says screenshots were successfully
I don't
taken.
think it's that annoying.
I don't think so either. It's like very
Yeah.
small too. You can limit the size of your parties from two like 2 to 8 people.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Which is really nice. So here's my deal. Like Tony, I know you're like super open source, super max chill,
What?
about your PlayStation parties, right? You're like, leave it open. Whoever wants to
Yeah, I
jump
don't give
in.
a fuck. But
Uh,
typically, like, I don't know. In my experience, people don't just jump into PlayStation parties.
That is not true.
So like
At
I've had
least, like, my friends seem to be pretty respectful. So
mine too, but like the thing is, and I always set my parties to private now. I don't want to call out anyone specifically, even if I do have people in mind. But like I've definitely been playing a game with someone like 2 people. They invited me, and it's just the 3 of us. And then somebody from my friends list jumps in, and then somebody from their friends list jumps in, and then from theirs 2 more jump in, and then like this other group of people that is like a secondary group of friends are just running the party now, and I can't talk to anyone that was originally there, and it's just very rude. Like, don't ever jump into a party uninvited. Like, come on.
Yeah, I like when we were playing Division that one time. There were so many people in that party, and I'm just like, all right, I'm a
Yeah,
little
that's
nervous.
that's kind of the instance I was
I don't know.
thinking
Like
of.
when I was part of like a Destiny group, like this group of a bunch of people who played Destiny, like it was normal for us to like be in a party all day basically, and then other people just join the party when they get on, and start playing Destiny with us. And,
I
like,
feel like the
that
the
was
ex-
fine.
the
right?
expectation there is different, right? Like,
Yeah, I agree, but like that's the kind of party. That's the way I use PlayStation parties, really, for the most part.
yeah, it's a drop in, drop out situation. But like when you're playing with somebody, and you're like, oh, I'll invite this one person, and then like people from their friends list just start jumping in, and then like you can't talk. Like that's when it becomes kind of a mess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've had those times before, like playing Destiny, and then like I'd play with their friends, and then people with friends like, "Hey, you guys are raiding? Can I raid? Can I raid? Can I get my friends to come raid?" I'm just like, "Oh my god, no."
Yeah, and like especially like with streaming and stuff, like when you're, you know, you want to limit who's jumping in and out and stuff like that. Trophy screenshots have been tweaked apparently.
well, let's make it so like, okay, here's my one issue with trophy screenshots.
Yeah.
So when I am playing Bloodborne and I want to upload pictures of you defeated of every boss,
Yeah.
and the trophy also pops when you beat every boss. Half of my trophies for my PlayStation trophy screenshots are just the share screen. That's fucked up.
So it'll auto take trophy achievements, and if you have the trophy notification disabled, it'll still take the screenshot, so you can disable one without having the other affected, pretty much. And it says also the screenshot is taken at the exact moment the trophy unlocks,
Good.
not the moment the full notification appears.
And then I'll solve that.
Yeah. So yes, that has been solved. Sony has squashed the bug with its PS4 network test not producing correct results. Also, so your up and down times will probably be more accurate now.
I mean, that was never really all that important.
Yeah,
anyway.
it wasn't an issue, but it's good that they addressed it.
I feel like this is a Destiny update with all the random extra shit that people didn't know about that's in
And
here.
you can turn off the people you may know section as well. So
Yeah,
that's cool. My favorite thing is that you can appear offline.
yeah, that's my favorite thing. And then now that I can play on my MacBook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remote play is now accessible from Windows PC and Mac OS 10. I believe they want it to come to Linux. I don't know where it's at with that. So that's cool. You no longer need a Vita or a PlayStation TV to remote play. So you can play PlayStation 4 on your PC.
What if you have everything? Can you remote play from 6 different places at once and play a 4-player co-op game with just you?
I imagine it's just one place at a time, but
Yeah.
the intent is there.
I feel like we have the technology for that, and I should be able to play a 4-player co-op game all by myself.
I won't try and stop you.
Yeah, you reach for your dreams, Tony.
Right.
Reach for the stars, Tony.
I feel like I could emulate like the controls for every person onto like one controller, so that way I could literally just like do the thing that people do in Diablo 3 and have like 6 to 10 different accounts that are all doing exactly the same thing at the same time.
Yeah. In other news, Game Informer's most recent issue has come out, and in it, weirdly enough, has been a interview about the Final Fantasy VII remake, which has been pretty quiet since PSX. But obviously there was that big kerfuffle back in January about the multi-part series quote that was kind of tossed around out there. So Yoshinori Kitase, which is one of the producers on Final Fantasy 13 series, as well as this Final Fantasy 7 remake, was quoted. This is kind of a mess, but some of this is Game Informer quotes, some of this is Kitase quotes. The reimagined epic will be the next core Final Fantasy installment, or rather installments. When the project was first announced, people were confused by its multi-part nature, but the goal is to structure it more like Final Fantasy 13 than an episodic series. Now, that's the Game Informer quote. If you remember correctly, Final Fantasy 13 had 3 games, I guess. There's Final Fantasy 13, and then there's 13-2.
And then there's Lightning
Returns. And then there's
Final
Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. They're all different different style games, different playing games. Kind of the core of it was the same, but a lot of different mechanics across the board, even though the first 13 was great and excellent and ended great, and then they ruined it. But, who am I to judge?
No, you were right, dude. That, oh, God. Don't get me started on Lightning Returns. That ending.
I never played 13-2 or Lightning Returns because in my head they're not canon. Kitase added, quote unquote, it will essentially be a full-scale game for each part of the multi-part series. In 13, each installment told the story from a different angle. It was kind of like approaching an unknown territory in a sense. Whereas with Final Fantasy VII Remake, we already have a pre-existing story, so it wouldn't really make sense if that isn't encompassed in a multi-part series. So if we're looking at each of these parts, one should be on par with the scale of one Final Fantasy 13 game, end quote. And then he continued on a little bit to say, I, along with Nomura-san and Nojima-san, who are involved in the remake, were also involved in the original Final Fantasy. We were the people who created it, so in that sense, we don't think anything is untouchable. That isn't to say we're changing everything. Obviously, there were some thoughts out there about them, basically modernizing some of the elements of the story, which I think that game...
Wait, are you saying that they're taking out the petting minigame?
Yeah, that's what it is.
God damn it.
Which I think that game could definitely benefit from.
Yeah, every game needs a petting minigame, apparently.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it makes sense. I like them clarifying and saying, hey... I mean, my only concern is, it's cool. Let's have, Final Fantasy VII Remake be one of these stories. But, the way they make it sound, it's what are the other parts of this series? Is it, is one Final Fantasy VII, Act 1, right? Which leads up through Aerith's death. Spoilers. And then Act 2, which maybe you could play from, a different character's perspective, because Cloud is kind of missing from a big part of that game. And then, the final act, maybe bringing it back to Cloud, kind of like how they did with Lightning as the main protagonist of the original games. I don't know, of 13, I should say. It's interesting. It's still confusing, but I think we have a better idea of, maybe the scale that they're going for. Maybe the Final Fantasy VII Remake will just be its own game, and then you will be able to play that remake from different time periods and different perspectives, other characters' perspectives. Maybe they just mean by this, you play Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then Dirge of Cerberus Remake, and then Crisis Core Remake, but that seems like a terrible idea.
Well, the thing is, the story of 7 is all over the place, and they kind of realized, it was very popular, and they noticed it was all over the place, so they made Dirge of Cerberus, Crisis Core, but then, in Japan, they had, an anime. They had a mobile game where you played as, the Shinra officers to talk about, Sephiroth and stuff
Turks,
like that. Yeah, the Turks. And so I feel like they're going to implement a lot of that stuff into these remakes, whatever, if it's going to be 3 games or more,
Mhm.
to kind of make the story modern, but also have it make a little bit more sense than it did back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, what I'm kind of sucks about is like, are they going to be 3 $60 full price games? You know?
Yeah, I mean, like,
I'm pretty sure it's going to be at the very least three $50 games.
yeah. Like, the
And
thing
that
is,
being said, is Final Fantasy like 7 done as a multi-perspective type thing
like,
in many cases?
the original Final Fantasy
Yeah.
7? I think so, yeah. Like, it definitely jumps around a lot in the middle of that story. And, like, there are parts of that game that could totally benefit from you seeing it from different perspectives.
Right, right. And basically is what are the parts that jump around? Could they just be fleshed out as could you essentially pull 3 games out of just the parts that are jumping around?
Not without adding significant content, I don't think.
Mhm.
Not just those parts. Like for example, you know, I don't think any of us are arguing that Zack, like the Crisis Core story, like could totally be its own game. It already has been. You could tell that story again, remake that again, and that would be great. But like outside of something like that, I don't know.
That could be the game starting point.
That could
Doubt
be
it.
like that would
Could
be
be.
really cool. But yeah, um, I
I'd
would
prefer it
love.
that way.
Yeah, I would love to see them kind of like start that game, or at least maybe have the second game of that series be Zack's story, because like, you know, the climax of Final Fantasy VII relates right back to Zack. So if they had the first game be kind of like maybe the first half of Final Fantasy VII, and then the second game be Zack's story and kind of leading up to that point in Seven, and then the last game, assuming it's the trilogy, just going off of the Final Fantasy 13 comparison, be kind of like rebuilding Cloud back up and then going through to the end.
Yeah.
That would actually be really great. I think that would work really well. But like, I just don't know if they're focusing on remaking Seven, how well a remake of Crisis Core would do, like right in the middle of all that.
Yeah. I don't even know if you want to remake Crisis Core, but you know how in 7 you see Cloud's storyline of how he believes he's a soldier,
Mm-hmm.
and we see that part,
Mm-hmm.
and then when it gets to that point where it reveals that it's Zack's story, not his,
Mm-hmm.
you just play that part as Zack,
Yeah.
and not actually play through all of Crisis Core, like the background story of like Genesis and Sephiroth and all that.
Angeal or whatever the fuck
Angealer.
his name was.
And he was awesome. Fuck you.
Angeal was awesome. Angemon. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Hey, you've made an oval there. It's supposed to come full circle.
You're right.
What have you done?
I stretched it out a little bit. The thing is, like, you know, this seemed. I think this was intended to kind of clear up questions, and you know, to your point, I think like they could, if the scale of each of these games are, you know, full, like the scale of like Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns, like, you know, they would be worth that $60 entry point. Like, I don't think that would be an issue.
Could the span of this game 7 itself and its form cover the 3 games to an extent of how long Final Fantasy 13 was?
I still think you could make 7 one game. It's like 7 is a really fucking long game. Like, it's maybe 70
Oh yeah, you could
hours.
easily just make it one game. You could probably
Yeah.
make the
Like 13 is more in the 30 to 40 hour range, where 7 is more in like the 70 to 80 hour range, I think.
Mhm.
so yeah, it could be easily a 2-parter.
Yeah. But
So tacking on Crisis Core, then 2-parting that second part, not too big of a stretch.
yeah, like that makes sense, and there is a great point, like right at the climax of 7, like where that story shifts. That would be great. Like either when Aerith dies, or like directly after that.
Fucking spoilers, dude.
I know, all over the place. But like in that range, like you could totally split that game into 2. But like, you know, their verbiage is confusing, because they're saying like we would want something on the scale of the original 13, but does that mean 7 will have a whole remake game and that'll be one of the games? Like it's confusing.
Right. That's why I want to talk about it. It's like, whoa, wait a second. how is this going to work? Because episodes of the game I could understand.
Mhm.
Because all they would do is they take like the 80-hour game that 7 is, and they split it into 3 23-hour or so parts.
Yeah.
Well, if it's episodes, I can see
25-hour or
5.
so parts.
Yeah, I can see them do 5 episodes or 7 episodes just to be fucking cute. But like, you know, I don't know. Like I don't think it works. Like I think you have to either commit to doing like the full arc remake, because like obviously they're not going to remake Dirge of Cerberus. Like as joking like as that aside, but like I don't think that story is going to hold. Like Crisis Core is the only other story outside of I guess Advent Children that they would go for, and
I don't. Yeah, the
they're not gonna
Advent
do
Children
Advent
doesn't
Children.
make sense to go for.
Yeah, like they're not going to do that. I could see them wanting to do like an epilogue to the end of 7, but like no. Um, so like Crisis Core is the only other option as far as like bringing in other content, unless they like told new stories from other characters' perspectives.
Yeah, I mean, even if they just put in like simple cutscenes to explain Vincent Valentine's like story within the remake, instead of like making it like taking parts from Dirge of Cerberus, just take the parts about him and the professor and put that in the game.
Yeah. Like you can't make a whole prequel story game out of Barrett.
Yeah.
Story. Like, they go into Barrett's origin story very well in 7.
Yeah.
It's brief, it moves, and it's poignant, and it ends, and it's like it's a very short arc, but it works in the story of 7. Like you can't just break that off into its own thing.
Yeah.
And make it a third-person shooter. You can't just do that. Like, I feel like they could try, but like I just don't see that working. So, I think that we're still in the same territory. I think we have a better idea of what they want to do. They at least want the games or the parts of this story to be like 30 to 40-hour experiences that can stand as their own $60 experience. But, like, without really knowing what they mean by like the Final Fantasy 13 comparison.
Yeah, which is really terrible because
yeah, like nobody wanted more Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
Like to begin with, like I like even as someone who really liked Final Fantasy 13, like the game didn't really need a sequel. Like I was happy that they were going to try and make more until I found out what it was. And I haven't played 13.2 or Lightning Returns.
It's okay. Don't.
Yeah. But like, 13 has a beginning, middle, and end, and I think it wraps up really nicely. Whether you like the story or the gameplay or not, like that's besides the point. Like it is a complete story. So like comparing what they're doing with 7 to what they did to 13 is it's a bad idea all around.
Right, because like what I would think that they would do is that they would take the episodic approach into making 3 full games out of the episodes.
Yeah.
Because there's enough in 7 and in that universe to do that, and essentially there's fitting all of that into one game is just a bit much.
Yeah, you could break 7 up into 3 games and maybe sprinkle in a little bit of backstory for Vincent, right, when he was a Turk, sprinkle in a little bit of playing Barrett's backstory, sprinkle in a little bit of Tifa and Aerith and like all the characters.
Sprinkle them right in there.
Like across, drop your magic finger sprinkles across like those 3 parts. Maybe add like a Crisis Core-esque abbreviation to the middle area.
And then every game would be about 30
to 40 hours long, right? You
30
take
hours.
Yeah, you take the original 70 hours of 7, add in 20 hours of new content total from all the other characters, backstories and whatever, and then maybe an epilogue, and you get like 90 hours, you split that into 3 parts, and you're good. Like, you're set. Like, I think you could do that, and maybe that's what they want to do, but like the way they're phrasing it is just not very good.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm still excited and interested to see what this ends up being. I'm very excited just because, like, they're not afraid to take risks, and I do think that the kind of turnaround on 15 is a good thing, right? Like I think it's
Yeah, I think it's been really positive.
yeah, it's reflective of Square Enix trying to get their shit together at the very least. And like I have this article written about I Am Setsuna, which is a game that they made in like a year and a half. It's out in Japan now, and it's coming out this summer in North America and Europe. It's like a Chrono Trigger-esque pixel art game that's gonna be downloadable. That they like built a studio in house at Square Enix, made the game in a year, polished it up, and then put it out. Like they just did that with like they're calling the team the RPG Factory.
Yeah, I read about that.
So and like I don't know what the reception to it is. I think it did okay in Famitsu, but God knows what that even means. So like there is this internal effort being put into making games, getting them done, making sure that they're quality products, and then putting them out. Like as opposed to kind of dawdling for years and years and years.
Yeah, all I have to say about it is like just do it justice for the fans and for the legacy.
Yeah,
So,
make it an experience worth going back to for people that have played it. Like add new stuff, change what you need to change, modernize it in the way that you want to modernize it. Right, the original creators are behind this. Like they're not going to change it into something unrecognizable.
Yeah,
but also make it fun for new people.
Yeah.
You know?
And then people complain about like it not being turn-based combat. Well, I feel like once they get their hands on 15, they'll come around like, all right, the combat needs to be like this and not turn-based.
I love.
I like turn-based combat.
Well, okay, Tony.
You're the 1%.
You're the 1% with your fucking Clash of Clans rich money over there. But
okay, so Clash of Clans, right?
No.
I don't even know how you could spend money and be like not feel like shit about it like 10 seconds later.
Of course.
Like it doesn't make sense. Like because never mind.
You just spend more money after that to make yourself feel happier.
No, you don't feel better
seconds.
about that.
Exactly.
Like it's so confusing. Like I don't know why anyone would spend money on that game.
War.
Yeah, all right, I'm done with this.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's.
The big problem with a lot of the iOS games and how they try and solve the...
Please.
Scott, no, we're done.
It was a joke.
I'm doing it. It was a joke.
Doing it.
Final Fantasy VII, back on topic, back on track. Like I'm okay with them changing that game a little bit. Like as someone who loved it, like I went back and played that game this year, enjoyed it still. I love the materia system. I love the active time battle or active time bar combat. But I can still play that game. I think that game mechanically still holds up, especially when you can put it on 3 times speed. Ooh, let me tell you. So like.
Also, Alex, just humor me on this one.
What?
Instead of having Aerith die.
Yeah.
What if Tifa dies instead?
Nope. Tifa is my favorite.
Are you worried a little bit?
No, I don't think they would change. Like if they changed it so that Aerith didn't die, like that would totally ruin the poignancy of the ending of that game. Like it'd be insanity.
Give me one more asshole at my door. I'm gonna let them in real quick.
All right.
Well, they changed the ending.
Danny's gonna go kill somebody. Yeah, I mean it'd be weird if they changed the ending. I don't know. I'd also be curious to see what they did. So there's a little bit of me that goes both ways. Who knows? I'm curious to see where this goes. But that's it for news. That's all the news that we could have ever asked for. How about we
Yeah, we were only supposed to talk about one of those.
We were only supposed to talk about one of those, but we got a little extra. Just for you, Scott, because you asked for it.
Because you demanded it.
How about we take a peek into the mail sack?
I mean, all right.
How's that sound?
Is the mail sack
You
your
could also put off the mail sack till next week.
No.
Well, Silver PR wrote us in a email, and I'm pretty sure he mentions Danny in this.
What up, guys? Silver PR here. How's everybody doing? My shout-outs to this week's guest host, Danny Juarez, from the Twitters.
Hey.
How's it going, buddy?
You said your name.
I have to say that once you mentioned Mega Man X on the latest set of tweets, you're becoming one of my favorite people in the world, I think. Oh, that reminds me, I have to follow you. Holy shit. I'm being so busy that I don't do this kind of stuff. It always passes me by. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about little video games. Sorry. Uh, Street Fighter 5, I play a little.
Oh, my phone turned off. So that's
All
it.
right.
That's the end of the voicemail.
Street Fighter 5, I agree.
Street Fighter 5.
What kind of stuff? Sorry. Passes me by. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about little video games. Sorry.
Videojuegos.
Street Fighter 5, I play a little bit here and there. Although last Monday I had like a bad set of losing matches, and from 2200 LP that I had before, I went down to
Loser points.
1500 LP, and that was really frustrating from my side. I had a bad day that day, and maybe that was it. Then I took it out on the division, and I felt better. But
Yeah, fuck that division game,
now
right?
back in the group, I'm
Chill.
2000, 2000 LPs back again. And
Loser
hanging around
points.
There, but
League
it's all about,
points.
It's all about the multiplayer experience. I mean, battle lounges work fine
Ladder
for
points.
me. I think the 2 out of 3 is great for either casual or rank. And the Alex character, it's okay. I try it out, although I'm not even
That's
daring
you.
myself to use that character on rank.
Yeah, 'cause he's a
Maybe a
fucking
casuals.
charge character.
But there's some nasty bug that is running around right now that
what?
they're saying that it's broken and maybe it should be banned from tournaments until Capcom fixes it. So I don't know, a little bit of controversy there. But I digress about that one. Also, I played the Division.
On the digression.
I'm on one of the engineer missions that you have to like protect this guy that is working on antenna and whatnot. And I tried that mission like 20 times, and it made me really frustrating, even though I wasn't the highest possible difficulty that recommends, and it makes you go easy. So I was just grinding out and doing more leveling up before I tackle that mission again, because god damn, that mission was frustrating me as fuck.
It is frustrating.
Outside of that, that will be all about video games. Didn't play the Plus games for this month yet. Somehow I'm not interested
Play
in
Dead
this
Star with Tony, so he
Well,
shuts
now-
up about it.
Now you'll
April
have
more,
heard a lot
Gibbons
about one of them.
from Sony. So I'll try them later or add them to my library so I don't miss
Stop
them.
complaining about free shit.
No tangent this week.
I'm just kidding.
Other
I
than
love you,
maybe,
Self-PR.
I did the April roundup. Perhaps Alex already mentioned this.
IrrationalPassions.com, baby, roundup.
It's kind of nice because I was all this past month watching all these events as much as possible, especially the finals. This week, it's for those that are watching it live, it's an event that's going to be happening in Brazil. I believe the next one is going to be in the States, in the West Coast also. But it's a great time for the FGC. It's a great time to be a fighting game fan. There's plenty of other options other than Street Fighter 5. There are demos out now. There are other games now. So, check out the article. Check out those events. Watch those events. Even the Smash ones. Even though I'm not a Smash fan, I do respect what
I'm a Smash fan.
those
you know
guys
what I'm
do,
saying.
because they actually usually are more hype, and they have
Fuck
actually even though a more audience to watch those events than other than Street Fighter. So yeah, but that's pretty much about me, guys. I'm just gonna leave you with a quick question, a crazy question. This Quesalupa thing came out like a couple months back.
Yes, a looper.
Yesterday,
Oh,
I
dude,
went
I
over
love
to
it.
a Taco Bell, and I bought a combo of that one. It was okay. It wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but it was an okay taco.
You're wrong, sir.
Didn't
No,
have
he's
any
right.
diarrhea, guys, just in case. I mean, I know you guys are more of a Chipotle than
Yeah.
a Taco Bell.
He's not wrong.
Cafe
I
Rico.
love both of them.
I don't have a Chipotle yet here. Crossing my fingers in the future. But, talking about food and items and stuff like that comes out. I mean, in the past, did you guys have any, like, this restaurant added this item, and, like, you felt that I needed to buy that right now? I needed, the curiosity killed you, and you wanted to, buy that kind of item. Oh, yeah, that's pretty much about me, guys. Without further ado, have a fun one. Happy Saturday. So PR signing out.
You have a happy Saturday yourself.
Silver PR, call in and next week tell me about your feelings about Marn's Armika, because I've been watching a whole lot of that recently.
Silver PR, I love you. I love Mega Man X, especially 4 through 6, PS1 classics. I am a very casual player of Street Fighter 5. I have
Yo,
it.
let's fucking play, dude. Let's go.
I'm down. Tony, you need to add me. Stoke Danny on PSN. But
Shout out to my bros, Stoke Danny, PSN. Thanks, fam. It's been lit.
Like when 4 came out, like I really wanted to get into the community, and I played, and I bought a fight stick, and I was all about it. And then I went to my local tournaments, and I got my ass handed to me.
Yeah,
Thanks,
and
Lit.
then,
It's been fam.
It's been fam. Thanks.
and then I was like, I'm done. And then like I did an event for 5 at some anime shop out here.
Who's your guy? Who's your player? Who is your Street Fighter 4 dude?
4 was Cody.
Cody, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you deserve what you got.
5 right now is Ryu and
If you say
what's his
Ken,
name?
I'll slap you.
not Ken.
He
Nash.
looks so cute in the new one, though.
Nash,
He does
Nash.
look really cute.
Oh, you're playing Nash?
Yeah, Nash.
Okay, you're that of those.
I used to play Bison so much in 4, but I don't like Bison in 5 at all.
I
He's
mean,
broken as fuck. Why
Nash
would
is
you like
really
him?
good. Like, it's not a big deal.
Whatever, dude. You make me feel like shit. But I've been wanting to check out Alex.
Alex is good.
Yeah. So I might give that.
Guys.
O'Neal sucks, but Alex is pretty good.
Well, Alex O'Neal's my senpai, so I love him no matter what. But Alex in Street Fighter, I don't know. We'll see.
So you're admitting that he sucks.
I want to like just full disclosure. For the past 10 minutes, I've been playing Enter the Gungeon, and I just died. But the first gun that I found this round was a basically a Mega Man hand blaster, and it was the most fun that I've had playing a game in like 10 months.
Fuck you, Tony.
But to answer Silver PR's question, yes. Carl's Jr. had a Captain Crunch milkshake, and the second I found out about it, I had to go, and I was like, I had to try it.
At one point, Taco Bell had Captain Crunch weird donut things.
The cinnamon bun bites or whatever. They were so good.
Honestly, Taco Bell is the only place that changes their menu enough for me to want to go try something there.
Right?
The quesadilla is fine. Like, it's better if
KFC
you have
Double
it
Down
fresh.
was intriguing when it came out. I didn't go get one,
But
but
is godlike. There was like a
it's
month
not
when
that
It
good.
is not got like.
There's-
Calm down, Dave Lang.
let's be honest here. Like the chalupa is just better than the quesalupa.
No, wrong.
The
There was,
chalupa
like-
is the perfect taco.
It
There was
is.
like a whole week where me and my roommate Adam we went every day.
That is
like,
so
for 7
gross.
days of the week, and we went to Taco Bell, and we each got 2 quesalupas. I got 2 quesalupas, and he got 2 chicken quesalupas.
I mean, like I'm not gonna front. Like I went
You
to
didn't
Taco
freeze
Bell
them?
the
You
day
didn't
before.
buy 2, so you could freeze them, so you could stockpile them for the year.
Tony, you fucking
Or however
pre-ordered a
long-
quesalupa.
or
No,
whatever
I
you
did.
doing
No,
there?
I didn't. Like I went to Taco Bell 2 days before they came out because I saw on Reddit that you can, if you went there and were like, "Hey, I heard you got some hot sweet coupon deals," then they give you one for free, whatever the secret menu item was. Or they'll be like, "What?" Or you have to be like, "I know what the secret menu item is. It's a quesalupa," and then they give you like 3 free ones or whatever that you could get on Saturday, and the thing came out on Sunday or whatever, right? So I went there and I was like, "So you guys got some fucking quesalupa coupons?" And then the cashier was at first like, "No, we don't. I don't know what you're talking about." And then the manager like put his hand on her shoulder and was like, "Actually, we do, sir." And then he gave me like 6 coupons for free quesalupas. But I had to come back the next day, specifically between 4 and 6 p.m. and get them. So I
It's
took
when the
a
stars
picture.
align.
Yeah, I took a picture and sent it to Alex, and I was like, "I got the hookups, bro." And then he never responded to me, so I didn't give him free shit, but I was going to.
I mean, I saw it, but like I knew it was coming post Super Bowl, and I just kind of wanted to wait.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I did like I said, I did go and get it like before it came out, but
let me
queso
tell you
was
about
not
some-
that great.
Let me tell you about something that's better than the quesalupa, though.
A chalupa, straight
the
up.
breakfast quesalupa.
Never heard of that.
Holy I didn't
Does it
know
have
about
a-
it because they don't advertise it at all, but like they have it.
Does it
Yeah.
have a different
There.
kind of cheese in it? Because if it had like cheddar cheese in it, it would be way better than the shitty ass fucking pepper jack shit.
You
they
gotta
got
you
in
gotta
there right
eat
now.
it like right away while it's still like fucking stringy.
Tony, this whole podcast has been like, I really liked you, and then Clash of Clans, and then you pick back up, I liked you, and now like you're hitting the case Lewis, so you're going back down on my list.
I mean, like honestly, like for me, chicken quesadilla, chalupa.
Fucking really, chicken quesadilla above chalupa?
No, that's like the two things that I get when I go to
Oh,
Taco
okay.
Bell.
So I get
Because if you go to Taco Bell and you get one item off the menu, you are a fucking monster.
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta get
So-
at least a combo. Come on.
So I get
What's like you can get
Chicken
combos
quesadilla.
there?
and with extra jalapeno, the like sauce that they use on it,
You mean Chipotle sauce?
the whatever it is,
The jizz sauce, yeah.
the chiz.
Fuck, I want
Um,
Taco Bell right now.
cheese-
God, I
cheese-
hate, you know we've been recording for 3 fucking hours?
Yeah, that's why we're just talking about fucking Taco Bell right now.
I wanted to go to bed an hour and a half ago.
Well, maybe you should have a 3-hour podcast.
I'm having a good time. We're all having a good
Me
time.
too. And then it goes that cheesy potatoes.
Alex, we're not even half done yet. We have to make up for last week.
Don't fucking say stupid.
We are making up for last week. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
I get the chicken burrito, the $1.29 one, but I get grilled chicken because I don't like the shredded chicken.
Yeah, shredded chicken's hot garbage.
Yeah, it's hot garbage. And then sometimes I might end it with like 2 soft tacos, but it's been like 2 quesalupas lately.
2
And then just-
quesalupas. Holy shit.
That's way
Yeah.
too much food.
Dude, and then it's just shit city for the rest of the night.
I don't ever get like indigestion or diarrhea from Taco Bell or any Mexican food anymore.
Alex, is your default Taco Bell order still like fucking just 2 chalupas?
No. I mean, like, I'll get that every now and again, but that's a little on the pricier side. Like,
Yeah.
I'll life hack. You go to Taco Bell, you get I think it's like the number 9 combos to the 2 chalupas. You sub out sour cream for nacho cheese. It's like 75 cents extra each chalupa, but it's fucking amazing because it's like all
I like
hot.
sour cream though.
I mean, I like sour cream too,
I think I
Yeah.
prefer sour cream than nacho cheese.
but they put too much on it. Like, I'm a very light sour
no,
cream kind of guy.
I'm a fan of the side. So
I
when
know,
me and
you
my
dump it
sister,
in your butthole.
yeah, exactly. When me and my sister were younger,
I'm
like
so tired.
instead of like nacho cheese, my parents would literally just go to the store and buy like tortilla chips and a thing of sour cream, and I would eat that.
You fucking animals.
Yeah,
You're a monster, Tony.
I know.
But-
I know this about myself now.
Like, sometimes I'll get like a Mexican pizza combo, which comes with 2 soft tacos, and then I'll get like a beef, the one with the Fritos in it slider.
Oh, the crunchy beefy.
Yeah, the beefy crunchy griller.
Yeah.
Or maybe like I'll get quesalupa and then like a taco and then this, or like a quesarito or whatever. You know.
Oh,
Yeah,
quesarito was on my radar for a while.
Yeah, I think my default Taco Bell is the chicken quesadilla every time. Typically a beef chalupa, because that's the only thing there that I like their beef on.
Yeah.
And then whatever weird new item they have. And that's pretty much the only times I ever go to Taco Bell is when they have something new. So I haven't been to Taco Bell in a long time, since the last time that I went there was to get the quesalupa.
I
and
go there.
Dude, they
At
rebuilt
least
the new.
twice a week.
They're doing the new spicy crunchy burrito.
There was a point back. You remember back when I was working at that tech place?
Yeah.
There was a point where every night after I left work, I would go to get Taco Bell. And it was not every night, but it was like 4 nights a week.
Dude.
And I knew I had gone overboard when the cashier knew my car,
Yeah.
so I stopped going.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Here's a Taco Bell experience I had this week. It was like Monday or whatever. I went there like way too early. No, that's right. I got breakfast. I thought it was afternoon, but no, I was getting breakfast after I went for a walk. Because I destroy everything that you create is what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
And I was wearing my sunglasses. I have like little pixel sunglasses. Trevor Starkey, who's listening somewhere, he knows what I'm talking about because he has the same, but they're yellow. or
Trevor
whatever.
Lucre.
Whatever color, I don't know what your color things are, Trevor. But I pulled up and I was wearing them, and she's like, "Are those Minecraft sunglasses?" And I'm like, "I'm not sure. I think they might be."
Of course, everything pixelated is Minecraft, by the way.
Yeah, and I mean, she just asked. Like, I don't know if she like knew definitively. I said like my roommate got them for me, which is true.
She's like, "Oh, I know your roommate."
Yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, I fucked your roommate."
Oh my god!
No.
And like it had been a very civil conversation until then. She's like, "Oh yeah, I fucked him."
Alex goes, hey, Alex tells her, "Can you moan for me for a second?" Oh yeah, I know that moan.
Yeah. I know exactly when you orgasm. But
God fucking damn.
she handed me my food and she says they're beautiful. And I was
What?
Yeah, she said my sunglasses were beautiful, and I'm like, that's like the sweetest thing any Taco Bell employee's ever said to me.
Because like the only thing a Taco Bell employee's ever said to you other than "What do you want?"
What do you want? Yeah, pretty much. So anyway,
What the fuck?
the pretzel bun from Wendy's, I would go there every time it comes back.
I do like their Baconators.
Dude, the Baconators are the shit.
I can't remember the last time I've had a Baconator, but
Scott, has there been anywhere that has added something to their menu and you were like, I need to go fucking try this?
No, I find out what's new on the menu if I go there.
fair enough. Scott is not one for marketing.
Scott is not a fucking corporate pleb, okay? He does not succumb to corporate bullshit and capitalist garbage. All hail the socialist Scott that rules us all.
Taco Bell.
Oh, wait a second. How did we get? You're
'Cause
tired. Go to bed.
Yeah.
I'll close out the show. I got
so-
this. So you just
so-
go to bed. Get out of
You
here.
don't
All
have
right.
this.
All right, so do we have any more mail sack stuff?
No, that's it.
All right, so I'm gonna call someone out here,
Okay.
as is tradition.
Apparently.
And it's gonna be going along with the recent theme.
Here we go.
Come on, dude.
A Taco Bell?
What? Scott Guthier, give the
See,
show a
that's what I was
call.
talking about. Come on, dude. That's close
Scott,
enough.
you have it's 404-590-1337.
I probably more than the
Scott,
Now-
you keep cutting in and out. It's like the microphone muting is vicious this time around.
It is so savage.
Hashtag savage life. But Scott, keep in mind, standing long distance fees do apply if you want to be a part of the show like Silver PR was, which apparently you have to, according to Tony.
Yep.
You can leave us an email, mailsack@irrationalpassions.com, or follow each of us
Well,
on
I
Twitter.
know what I'm doing for the voicemail.
You can follow each of us on Twitter. I'm at Alfighter27. Scott is at WUTTEHCHUZ. That's what to chuz. Tony's at Tony Horvath, and Nabishin, Mary rest in peace, is at NABESHIN 186. Nabishin 186.
And then it was just two, Alex and Tony, the only ones who have been on every show this year.
I know, weird, right? And Danny, you are at Stoked Danny, all one word.
Yes, I
on
am.
the Twitters. You can follow the show on Twitter at IrrationalPod. Some other stuff, rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Go to VGEvo.com, check out the podcast network there that we are a part of, and check out Malicious Underground Podcast X if episodes continue to go out someday eventually. I was streaming Dark Souls this week. Dark Souls 3 is coming out. I'm going to be streaming that, twitch.tv/irrationalpassions.
I will probably be streaming it too.
Yeah. Go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/irrationalpassions.
Mine probably won't be on Irrational Passions if you're streaming there.
Yeah, because Tony hates Irrational Passions. Fun.
That's not it at all.
This past week, Justin and I have been playing Folklore. We are alternating. So the upcoming week, Tony and I will be playing more Omega Quintet, and then the week after that, Folklore. Back and forth.
Do you know what episode is what number?
11. Oh, that episode I believe
Yeah.
is 19.
So it's going to be like 4 weeks till you get it, but when you get it.
Well, you're getting some pretty good shit in the coming 5, so don't worry. We have to pass our exam. Don't you remember, Tony?
Yeah.
We have to debut.
Yes.
So that's
How could I forget?
youtube.com/irrational passions. And of course, tell your friends if you like this show. We would really appreciate it if you told your friends about it. Maybe ask them to give it a listen. Word of mouth is the best way to spread the love. Danny, once again, can you tell us where we can find more of you on the internets?
Yeah, just go to xpsharepodcast.com. It'll take you to my podcast, all of the Twitters and articles that we do there. I'm doing a big piece on Final Fantasy 15 being a reflection of Final Fantasy 7. And I will be on this month's monthly podcast talking about Salt and Sanctuary.
Monthly Passions Podcast. MPP, as Jared affectionately calls it. And for that show and much, much more, irrationalpassions.com. That's it. That's the show. No closing topic. Danny, thank you so much for coming on.
Actually, we should Netflix and chill.
No, we shouldn't, because we've been recording for 3 hours.
So
it's over. The dream
Nah,
is
never
dead.
told you what I've been doing this week.
And Scott
Which
watched
was watching
Daredevil.
Daredevil, so
Good.
we're good.
Tony, literally, when you talked about Clash of Clans, Alex was
Yeah.
done with Netflix and chill at that point.
Yeah. I was Netflix and chilling by dying slowly. Danny, thanks for coming on the show. I hope you had a good time.
Dude, thank you for having me. I love you guys. I can't wait to see your face in a month and kiss it.
Don't do that.
gross. I mean, I might do that at PAX, but
All right, Tony's definitely gonna do that at PAX. We're gonna be in a hotel room with 8 other people.
8 other people.
So something fuck's gonna happen.
There's gonna be like, you guys came on the same plane. I guess you're sleeping together.
Yep. I guess. And by sleeping together. Thank you, Scott and Tony, for joining me as always. Nobshin, I hope you're okay wherever you are. I hope you got some sleep.
We have to go. It's time to stand.
Apparently. I already hit all my goals for today, so I'm good. Thank you, Danny Wiesner, for our opening music of Two-Player Co-op and our closing music of The World is Saved. Danny's awesome. You should follow him on Twitter at TUA News. I think that's it. That's it. That's the show. I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games. Stay rational. We'll talk to you all next week. Danny, you want to keep recording until I say stop recording.
Okay.
All right. These are so good.
These are terrible.
All right.
I wrote them, so.
They're pretty good ones. So here are the titles for this week. We've got Here's the Thing About Weeaboos.
Oh, I love that one.
That's the one that I contributed. Time Vision, Cuddle Fuddle, Clash of Tony, The Clan, Irrational Clan Cast, and the #1 Taco Bell podcast.
It has to be the last one.
It has to be the
We
last
spent
one.
like 25 minutes talking about Taco Bell's menu options.
And how shitty the quesalupa is.
Fuck you.
No, I mean, I'd eat it, but I'm not going to buy it.
Tony, I'm gonna meet you one day, and I'm gonna buy 2 quesalupas and watch you eat them.
And I would eat it. Like I said, I'm just not going to spend my own money on it.
No, I'm gonna feed them to you. I'm gonna have you handcuffed, and I'm just gonna fucking.
Yeah, I don't think I would even complain.
Scott, do you
I
have
might be a
any-
little concerned for my like virginity. But
Too much of a problem with it because
Jokes.
we'd let him go. I think.
Do you have any reasonable objections to the #1 Taco Bell podcast being the title this week? Scott.
No.
Okay. Danny, I need you to say a phrase for me.
What do you need me to say?
I'm gonna type it in the Google Doc. God, Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Oh Jesus!
Don't edit this shit, Scott. Don't you dare.
What?
Don't fucking do this. Listening to I'm on my way. The official.
I was just about to undo it, but okay.
It's okay.
That works too. You can retype it.
We got it. Can you do that, Danny?
Is it in there?
Juarez. It's in the Google Doc. It's underneath
Why are you
the
so
title.
against the word the?
Because why? Like why? It's unnecessary.
But it makes it sound not like
You
weird.
see, I'll give you an example.
What do
This
you
is
need
why
me
you
to
hate
say?
the word
You're
the.
listening
You're
to
the
that-
listening. For people's reference, I wrote you're listening to Irrational Passions Podcast episode 273, and Tony wants it to be you're listening to the Irrational Passions Podcast.
It is the
But
podcast.
the Irrational Passions Podcast is not the name of the show. The name of the show is Irrational Passions Podcast. God
Yes.
damn it, Scott.
All right, here we go.
I think it's a fair compromise.
Here we go. You want me to do it right now?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm ready. You're listening to Rational Passions Podcast, episode 273.
The #1 Taco Bell podcast. And I just like fucking jerk out a sweet number over here.
Yeah,
that's
I had a third part, but I decided it was way too long.
that's
So
fine. That's fine. You can stop recording now.
Okay.
And to our video viewers,